Hailing frequencies are open. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shield of Tomorrow, the Star Trek RPG show here on Geek and Sundry Live. Unfortunately, this episode is coming to an end immediately because Gina continues to roll 20s before the game starts, which means we have botched ourselves into oblivion.
Over and over and over again.
It's unbelievable.
I got handed, 3 sets of new dice just now.
3 times in a row, I was like, these will do it, 19, these will do it, these will do it.
It is so bizarre that you and Wheaton are like yin-yanged on dice. I don't get it.
What?
I don't understand it.
I don't know.
It's okay.
I don't get it.
I think the exorcism will help, and then everything will go back to normal.
That's the hope.
So we will see about that next week after we performed it.
I'm just gonna build a show around Gina rolling dice.
It's okay.
I'll just yell at her and sing on.
It's okay. It's just a show where I audition dice and fail over and over.
I'd watch it though.
So real quick before I get into announcements, it's great to see you all again. Hi everybody. Welcome back. We're back.
It's good to see
Nice
us all
you
in
guys.
uniform.
Yeah, we're all back. We're back home. WonderCon was rad. Thank you so much to everyone who came up to us and talked to us about Shield and TBD RPG. You guys talking to us about Doctor Who and Star Trek was pretty amazing. I got cornered a few times. It was pretty crazy. What's that?
It's weird to get called a captain by random people.
Really? I got called Admiral a few times.
Captain, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. Sam was getting Commander all over the place. What's funny is I was in Battlestar Galactica cosplay, and so I was all commandered out. People were still calling me Admiral. It was really cool. It's really funny.
I was calling you. It was cool to both be commanders.
Yeah.
In a completely
nice.
different ranking system where it means
Totally different
things.
ranking system.
Super different.
So yeah, thank you everybody for coming up to us. It means a lot to us, and it certainly fuels our love for doing what we do. Keeps us going. It meant a lot. I have a thing over here. Yes, one Amy Dellon passed on. Am I allowed to read this out? Oh, Party Pink! I know what this is. We got our whole cast. She did the whole cast.
You do.
For
You know.
For
I think you do.
They did the whole cast for Doctor Who, right? And now they did penguins for.
Oh!
Yeah, they did penguins for Shield. Yep.
Oh!
Who did
I know what this is!
I think this is. I see 4 pips. This would be you, Hector. This is Captain Penguin person. Thank you.
What is
Thank
this?
you, Maxwell James.
Thanks, Maxwell James.
Here we got. I'm guessing that's Jiv. Wait, who is that? Oh my God, it's Zazaret.
Woo! Oh.
Stupid sexy Zazaret?
It's stupid sexy penguin Zazaret.
Sexy penguin
Oh my
Zazaret.
God, that's so funny. I was like, I don't get it. Why is there a
cute.
green penguin? Oh my God. Throllo has antenna. We will be posting a picture of this on the Geek and Sundry Instagram account when there's so many. The whole cast is here, and we, of course, Gabrielle will give you a big shout out. These are fantastic. I can't wait to see mine. Oh, I love Throllo so much.
I love how our community has figured out that the quickest way to turn me into jelly is to put crutches on Rue things.
I just love the novelty of turning us into penguins. I don't know why. It's just so random, and I love
wanted
it.
to be a penguin.
Yeah.
I mean,
Joke's on you, I
real
already
quick,
am.
Bonnie, did you get that? Did you get that Targ the last episode? Or is that?
Yes.
You
was
talked about it
mailed to me.
already?
I debuted it last week.
It's because
during
I'm
the
so
one-off, but we can
amazed
say
by
it
it.
again. This is I made. I loved the puppy targ so much. I made Darcy make me my personal own puppy targ, and it's a purple puppy targ. His name is Pargy, and he comes with his own little bottle of cream soda with a Bajorn earring.
Oh my goodness.
It was amazing.
Wow.
And a little bracelet that says Whoopsie Doodle.
You
that
just go ahead
I'm
and
not
make an
wearing
Etsy
right
store
now,
of
but-
Targs, and just go for it.
I was just
Take my money.
So I
Yeah.
I wasn't here when these arrived.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was sick in bed with the flu, but
Mine's on my desk, sitting in a Viking
Xander
horn.
brought it home to me. And
Yeah,
made me
mine's
feel
on my
better.
desk.
Yeah. So real quick, before we jump into the game, because we're gonna have to get through this real quick, I just have a couple of announcements. I'm gonna be reiterating this at the break, but we have some giveaways thanks to our good pals over at Star Trek Online, whom we love very much and who are big supporters of the show and have been wonderful to us, as well as our friends at Modifius. They have supplied us with some great stuff to give away. We are giving away this episode 2 Discovery uniforms for your PC characters on Star Trek
That's
Online.
cool.
I love those so much, they're the prettiest.
My favorite Discovery uniform is the medical uniform.
Yeah,
I just
used
love
it
the
multiple
all white and
times.
silver. Just looks so bad. I love
It's slick.
it. Yeah. I'm discovering that my favorite position on the ship, and I'm not announcing that I have favoritism,
Missionary.
but I am discovering.
Woo! Wow.
You missed that episode. Shore Leave Part 1 was a couple of episodes.
Okay, so we went there.
I wasn't the only one that was thinking it. Come on.
Can you tell somebody's longing
Thank
for their
you.
Dick and Johnson?
Yeah.
What's your favorite position on the ship, Eric?
Doctor. If I could perform any ship,
Nice.
if I could perform any position on the ship, it would be Doctor.
Nice.
I want to cosplay Captain Tilly.
Oh
you have
Do it!
mirror.
Do it now!
Yeah, that's what I
love
want.
Tilly
Captain
so much.
Killy.
yeah. So 2 Discovery
That's-
uniforms, and we're also
Anyway.
giving away, of course, 2 PDFs of the Star Trek Adventures core book. This offer is only open to U.S. residents over 18. Anyone who has to be considered to be active in chat during the show.
Boyd in Rhode Island.
We'll put the winners up near the end of the show, and you can announce them before we sign off. Oh, Devin, was I not supposed to read that part out loud? And I can announce them before we sign off. So we'll hopefully I'll remember, and we won't end up on a freaking cliffhanger, and I'll just completely forget again. But so I'll go ahead and make that announcement again when we're at the break, unless I forget, because again,
You're human.
I'm human. I am a lowly human.
He's
Without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to need to launch straight into the episode tonight. But I can
quick.
tell you that, Bonnie, you've got a con coming up that you're going to be at?
Yes, I sadly will not be here next week. But it's because I'll be at PAX East in Boston.
Right.
So everyone on the East Coast.
So come, because Library Bard's going to be repping GNS while y'all are out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are.
Wicked
So we're
pissa.
performing a concert Friday at 3:00, which is like I think noon this time, right? Is that how time zones work?
That is
And
exactly
I don't know
how
if I'm supposed to announce this or not, but I'm just going to. So sorry, Sax, if I'm not supposed to. But according to Sax, we're going to try and live stream our Library Bards concert, and it'll be through the Geek and Sundry channel.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Through Twitch.
awesome.
Now-
Thanks to our.
I think why Sax didn't want you.
Oh.
I think the reason why Sax may not have wanted you to announce that yet is because we don't know if we can pull that off.
Oh well, if not, then
So I'm gonna
we'll record it
attach that
and post
qualifier.
it. Sorry, guys.
If we can pull it off,
I don't
we're gonna
know.
do
If
that.
We roll a complication,
But-
it won't happen. But otherwise,
I don't know what I don't know what I do. No one tells me anything. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Next time, give me a script.
Yeah.
Devin, write me out
And then
something
she'll
next
read
time.
those out at the end.
Do not say this, Bonnie. Oh,
I'm sure Sax is in the back office right now, cussing up a storm. But
Oh no!
otherwise-
I did. Just forget I said anything. I'll be
That's
at
okay.
PAX East.
So we only have a limited amount of time tonight, so it's 4:07. I believe Sam, you have an announcement.
I do.
Yes.
So if you're in anywhere in the world, then know that I'm excited.
Wherever you're at tonight, we will be live streaming Sam being excited. All right. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and launch into tonight's episode of Shield of Tomorrow. I'm just saying the Borg would make great pets. That's all I'm saying.
That's a really bad idea.
No, they would be.
The who?
Think
Borg.
you would always have puppies.
Borg?
I'm just saying.
Borg.
All right. Anyway.
They get
The
so
Borg?
big. They get bigger than you think.
That's true. They're like the
Wouldn't you like
Mogwai.
a fun giant cute pet?
Not today.
Not today. Okay.
I won't let you do this to me. Not today. No.
Eric, please. I'm
refuse.
I'm borging you. Cut it out.
Do it. Hector, Navarro,
Hector.
and
Ain't
the
you
Borg
proud of her?
puns.
Okay, that was ridiculous. that was the one.
All right.
All right.
Welcome back. Let's go ahead and launch into our recap from over a week ago. By the way, congratulations on your Lasers and Feelings game. And congratulations on your Weave run, Gina. I am so proud of my blossoming storytellers. Y'all are all doing so amazing. Yeah.
Plant. I just got that. Never mind. I'm
Yes, well, let's go ahead and address this. So, yeah, there's a lot to unpack for for the last episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, a quick recap would be that plans are in motion now to discover what is behind this Borg that you guys uncovered, the USS Sally Ride, stuck at Narendra Station while repairs are going on during shore leave. There's been a lot of whimsical funness, which has been great, a lot of relationship building, lots of things that y'all are finally getting to address that you have not been able to because you've been constantly either on the run or trying to outsmart Romulans or dealing with a giant cosmic thing that's taking place. It's literally pulling star systems into different directions. Actually getting some downtime somehow you still managed to find a way to stress yourselves out, launching into will they, won't they relationship issues, as well as encountering heroes and legends of the past. As a quick reminder, Captain Ralphio Martinez has in fact encountered Captain Montgomery Scott, who is now currently on Narendra Station as part of an engineering detail that's volunteering to help Narendra continue to get underway. Remember, Narendra Station is still a very new starbase, and even though it is fully functional, it's still slowly coming online, and it's not getting the personnel influx that it normally gets because of all the turbulence that's happened with the Klingon Empire currently, the war that was declared against the Federation, the truce that's been a ceasefire. The timeline is continuing to advance as we barrel towards what our characters don't realize is going to be the Dominion War. Dun, dun, dun. Meanwhile, on Narendra, a lot of questions have been starting to come up outside of the relationship issues that are being dealt with. There is Janelle Rue struggling to understand their relationship with Dryden, as Dryden has become a little more assertive and is actually sort of trying to step into Janelle's shoes a little bit and has succeeded on some occasions. There's also the Borg attack that just happened, which is also directly affecting Janelle. Opening this case of what you believe to be contraband that was supposedly going to Kargan, perhaps, or maybe another Klingon. There's a conspiracy that's being slowly uncovered on the station, a quiet conspiracy, which led you to this cargo bay where an illegal arms deal was supposedly taking place. Inside that container, what you were expecting to find weapons, you actually found a tactical drone from the Collective, which immediately activated and nearly killed two of you. I should say killed, but worse than killed, assimilated. Hit by Borg nanites was Tolosh, the Klingon commander, and our own Dr. Throlo. Miraculously, however, Throlo's biology reacted to the nanites and essentially corralled them and removed them. Assimilated the nanites themselves and basically overpowered the Borg technology in her system. Scans revealed that this was done because, apparently, unbeknownst to the good doctor and anybody else, the impact of Throlo's connection, or rather contact, with the creature that became sentient from the Genesis planet, aka lovingly known as Jenny Plantface, apparently left a mark on Throlo. Now the extent of that mark we're only just now starting to uncover, but apparently some of the biology of this creature that was created by the Genesis effect in the cave on Regula has had some kind of biological effect on our doctor. The effect has been astounding. To be able to ward off and essentially destroy Borg nanites was never thought possible. The advancement of such an organic biological entity, the ability for an organic life form to be able to do that has currently never been recorded. Voyager's running into that in the Delta Quadrant, but we're not there.
We don't know.
What's a Voyager?
For everybody who's tweeting right now, but Voyager, no. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So while all of this is happening, Tolosh's life was also saved by quick reactions and some pretty incredible medical advance, some quick thinking on behalf of both the EMH, and Matazi, and of course Throlo.
And Tristan, thank you, Tristan.
Yeah, and Tristan. Tristan really came through for the crew, fulfilling his role as a counselor, but with basic medical training was actually to help quite a bit and keep people alive and stable. It is also revealed, our good chief engineer has also revealed digging into Sally's nervous system, so to speak, and looking at hers and looking at the innards of Sally's essentially the conduits and the binaural gel packs, which power the USS Sally Ride's mainframe computer systems, everything. It's discovered that Ginny left their mark there as well, and that the binaural gel packs all throughout the ship are actually showing signs of a biological imprint that was made by Ginny while she was in the ship. Now, it looks like the imprint was not as extensive as you might have feared. It looks like it's just present, but it is showing signs of awareness in that it's learned to avoid certain power systems, namely the warp core. It doesn't seem to be having any adverse effect on the systems themselves. In fact, it doesn't seem to be having any effect on the systems at all. It may, in fact, come to be nothing but just an imprint. At the very least, it could be a problem if Starfleet intelligence runs a scan on the USS Sally Ride. But who knows? All of this taking place, also happening, was a vision received by Talon, who had a vision of a Bajoran Vedic named Urzi Zorga. Of course, again, unbeknownst to our good Talon, this is the same Vedic that our own Lark Sage encountered and interacted with on the day of their graduation at Starfleet Academy, and who Sage herself thought she saw in the crowd not too long ago, but dismissed it as a hallucination.
I'm going through some stuff.
There's a lot of mystery taking place right now on board the USS Sally Ride. How did Jiv mysteriously, miraculously heal after almost being killed by the attack of the Klingon vessel? We don't know. What's going on with the Bajoran Orb of Journeys that you all received in that vision? No one knows. A lot of unanswered questions, but the first and the foremost that's taking place right now is this Borg, who you were able to be in a spectacular show of utilizing the transporter system. You were able to beam it off board the ship and blast that mother effer into oblivion.
Once again, Lark Sage has no idea what happened.
Yeah. So that's where
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Where we left off.
That to be true.
Yeah. Where we left off last episode was Dryden getting in Janelle's ear.
Oh shit.
And convincing Janelle to go off the grid and confront Chukai, House of Duras, who has just been uncovered as a member of the House of Duras and who is the quartermaster for Narendra Station. It's also, in a final revelation, it's been revealed that it's very likely Kargan is actually clueless to what's taking place illicitly on the station, to the illicit activity that's taking place on the station. So the question is to Kargan's activities, and how sinister Kargan really is starting to slowly surface. He may just be an oblivious general who's bloodthirsty and has no idea, which would be in keeping to the character that was portrayed in Star Trek The Next Generation, because he was an idiot. And tonight, we start our episode off shortly after Janelle Rue has removed their communicator and stepped out of the quarters and head off looking for Chukai. If I remember correctly, Martinez, you had just tried to reach Janelle.
Okay, I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's been WonderCon, everything that's happened in between.
I remember Rafael Martinez talking to the Admiral Hebert in a quarters.
Yes.
And then someone's quarters, who was hiding in the corner, like, sorry. And then she went to go do what she was going to do.
Yeah, so Hebert is trying to keep everything as quiet as possible.
Right.
Hebert is declared a false alarm on the red alert, and is currently trying to steer Kargan away and hide the fact that there was a Borg on the station.
Could also at the same time try to lure out the guilty parties involved.
Correct. You also have a Uridian smuggler
Yes.
in the holding cell on the USS Sally Ride right now. His name is Gritos. He's been extremely cooperative.
Yep.
And he is, the impression he's left the crew with thus far who's interacted with him is that he is not a malicious criminal. He's just somebody who's doing a lot of illegal shit under the radar. And now that he's done this, now that it's he seems horrified, and he also seems to have a history with the Borg, and is currently realizing he's having a Tony Stark moment where he's realizing the weapons he was selling are hurting people, kind of thing. And so he's having he's doing some soul searching in the brig, but he's been very cooperative, and he's given you guys full access to his freighter. And if I remember correctly, the next step was getting on the freighter and like downloading logs. You guys had done that, correct? You guys were going to download his mainframe. I think that was going to be the next thing that you guys were going to do. We'd kind of addressed it in a narrative overview sense, and I had said that there wasn't a lot of information on there, but that's certainly something y'all can dig in deeper if you make rolls and spending momentum. I'll start answering questions. Momentum lets you change the narrative a little bit.
Why did you look at Gina when you said make rolls?
Because Gina is the one that's been, in the absence of Lark, Gina has been the one that's been doing a lot of computer digging for us.
Here now.
You're here now. Please take that from me. Just comment Gina20.
I know.
You can dig through
You
computers.
are my threat machine.
They're great at it.
Yay.
It's fine.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Can't sing the whole song.
It's okay, Lark is here now.
Thank you for
You're
coming
welcome.
back on Stage.
So I'm gonna do something a little
I've been
unique.
really busy
All right.
watching movies.
What do you got, Eric?
I'm gonna do something a little unique tonight. I'm gonna let you guys decide where we begin tonight's game. Who would like to start the scene order? Like, where would you guys like to begin? Lark, technically you have been out. So Bonnie, if you would like to start Lark off and tell me what she's been doing and how she's going to learn about all the events that have been taking place.
What?
That would probably be a good idea.
Okay. Well, as you know, Sage has no idea what took place. I knew there was a red alert, and then all of a sudden it was gone, and I never. So I've been trying to decipher through my feelings. Talon has seemed busy working on things, so I didn't want to bother her about talking about
Feelings.
not technically feelings, but about what we experienced with the visions and whatnot.
Crushes.
So Lark Sage has sent an invitation to Zadis
Okay.
to her quarters.
I love it because all this shit is happening, and innocently, you're still on Shore Leave episode 1.
Yep. I'm like,
I want to protect it. As a GM, I'm standing at your door from all of my ideas going, no.
Hashtag protect Lark.
I'm like in my own little safety bubble. Just like, I've just been watching When Harry Met Sally.
God, I love that movie. Nora Ephron. One of the reasons why I wanted to become a screenwriter. Nora Ephron.
Notting Hill. I've got a long list.
Nora
of
Ephron,
movies
Kevin
that
Smith, and Aaron
Lark
Sorkin
watched.
were my big 3 influences wanting to be a screenwriter. Okay. All right, so as you finish this historical document of a romance movie.
Oh, no, I've watched many.
Okay.
Multiple. I've
You
done a
finished
lot of
the
research.
latest version.
Yes.
The latest one you watched. A more recent 23rd century title.
Thank you.
We'll say a film that recorded around, so it's still considered a classic. But it's basically, I shudder to think that they were still rebooting films in the 23rd century. But we'll say it's a 23rd century reboot of Casablanca. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
my goodness.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching reboots.
Kind of cool.
I've been,
Doesn't that mean you have to have another World War?
I've been going back to like the
World War III. No, it's a reboot. That's literally the story.
Ginger Rogers and like I've been.
Sorry.
You know,
Okay.
now Sage thinks that she should take dance lessons. Like, there's a lot there. She's very confused. Romance is very confusing.
I will say that, and this is definitely true from the way emotions are expressed in the earlier periods of Earth history and the way they are now. You're seeing sort of like a naivete, as they say.
Yeah.
To a lot of these romance stories, they all seem to kind of be idealized.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me, as a side note, as a human being, thank God, I got over the fact that who is it that did 16 Candles and all those movies?
John Hughes.
Yeah, thank God I wisened up and realized that that's not how romance worked because, whoa.
Yeah.
So, Lark, you're kind of coming to the same realizations as you're watching this array of movies.
Am I? Yeah, I am.
I'll let you decide what you do with it.
Yeah.
But
Let
I
me
would
make
say,
an insight check on how I'm really feeling.
I would say, because the thing is, if you're watching multiple movies across multiple centuries that have been filmed, you're seeing the Casablancas, the When Harry Met Sally's, and then the updates. You're seeing a lot of different interpretations of how love works, and none of them
La La
seemed.
Land.
All of them seem to be sort of. After a while, I think it becomes clear that they're all seeming, they have different ideas of how idealistic love should be.
Yes, and then I started taking a scientific approach and looked at different cultural things and things like this. So I have an entire dinner planned that includes everything from bully and tonic water, which has a relaxing effect on most other folk, including, and also wine, thinking the acidic would be appealing to a bullion. I also have chocolates and oysters. Apparently that's a good thing to have. I don't think they would taste good together. They're not...
Define science.
So I just did research on like foods that would be romantic, and I also have candles. So basically, instead of doing like one or two things, which is what I should have done, I did all of them. So I also have like...
You're pulling a data.
I basically have like created almost like a program.
Do you have music playing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are there candles?
I made a mixtape.
Oh God.
And it's bad. Poor Lark.
From somewhere on the ship, Mallow's jealousy intensifies.
It's more of a I don't know what I'm doing, so I did all of it. And
are there candles?
Oh yeah.
Spaghetti at the
I'm a fire hazard. There's like red velvet like curtains.
Wait, isn't spaghetti? Are you trying to do a Lady in the Tramp moment tonight?
Oh, I didn't make spaghetti. I made a bouillon dish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it noodly?
So as you're doing all of this prep, reaching out to Lynn Zadis, you do not receive a reply. You do receive essentially his message box on the station, the equivalent of the 24th century equivalent of voicemail.
Oh no.
I'm sure there's
It's
got to
at
be
his personal computer.
a good reason for it. There has to be a good reason for it.
Possibly. I mean, he does not. It's not like he has a. He's not wearing a standard communicator the way Starfleet
Where did we
personnel
see
is.
him last?
He was at the opening for the holodeck, the holosuites that were just opening up on Narendra Station.
Okay.
Man, I really worked hard on this.
To be fair,
mixtape,
it
too.
is very late.
Oh.
Really?
Well, no, we're actually in a new day, if I remember correctly. We went into the next morning, I believe.
Did we? You had just gone by
Jif was in pajamas, but that happened
So hard to keep
simultaneously
track
at
of the
Obi.
days in space.
I don't know what time it is.
Days is a mode of measurement. Don't mean nothing out here in the black.
I was
Yeah.
binge watching, so I don't even know what time it is.
It's possible none of us is on the same time.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna write him a little note
Okay. Type it
with the mixtape attached to it.
Okay.
The digital mixtape.
Okay.
And I guess I'm gonna clean up my oysters
Okay.
and my chocolates and stuff. I see some
Yeah,
coming.
30 minutes or so pass, and there's still no
Yeah.
reply. So you begin.
And
to,
it's gotten, the meals have gotten cold. The candles are like burnt down. And I'm like, so I'm just gonna go to work. 'Cause that's what Sage does.
Okay.
Can I appear at her door?
Yes. So we'll say this takes place after your little incidents on Narendra.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because I was heading towards her.
If I remember correctly, that was your next scene choice.
was.
All right. So this is what happens as you
Okay.
start to put away the oysters. You hear the chirp at the door.
Okay, I answer the door with a tray of oysters in my hand.
A very well that.
I think it's Zadis.
Yeah.
It's not Zadis.
It's actually a very logical looking Vulcan.
Lieutenant Talon. Hi,
Lieutenant Commander.
Oyster.
No.
Okay. And, like, I still have the candles and everything. It's
These
really
candles are a
awkward.
fire hazard.
Yes, sir. I'm still waiting the tray.
Were
just
you
gonna go put those
expecting?
down?
Were you expecting someone?
No. And I'm just gonna blow out the candles and start putting things away. Computer, turn off music. It was a crooner station.
Okay.
There was definitely some Sinatra playing in the background. It was nice.
Picking a bunch of Earth choices.
It was
Martinez
that's
has
what
a
I was
lot-
raised. That's where
yeah.
I was raised. Yeah.
So yeah, the music shuts off.
I walk over to the feast. So there's it's like
It's-
a table of oysters and chocolate and
And
bullion.
it's a lot of things. Yeah.
It is a shame if you were not expecting someone. This would all go to waste.
Oh, I'll save it for later. You're welcome to some if you like. In fact, if you're hungry, please
just
feel free to
smell.
sit and eat. I haven't eaten yet. I was waiting. So if you want to eat with me,
Yes, I could eat with you.
Now it's gotten really awkward because it's very romantic.
Okay, so the two of you sit across from each other at the table.
I lean over and blow out a few more candles.
The mood lighting in here is really awkward. Computer, please turn lights back on to standard level.
You heard the chirping sound as the computer.
That's better. Now we can actually see what we're eating. I wouldn't recommend eating that though. It's very acidic.
I prefer more bitter, you might think bland flavors. I do enjoy chocolate.
There's plenty of that. I didn't know what kind to get, so there's a variety.
Were you doing some sort of tasting?
No, more of a experiment.
Can I do an insight check? I'm not sure if Talon
Yes, you
would
may.
actually notice.
Difficulty is 1. It is a roll off if you're trying to mask it.
Do I
Well-
do 2?
Yeah.
Do I do 2?
What's that? Yeah, it's a roll.
Okay.
So
I
you're
do
gonna
two
make
rolls?
you're gonna make a this would be probably a command or I'm sorry, an insight command roll.
And what's mine?
Yours is going to be a presence
Oh, God.
I would say presence command roll.
Elisa, would you like momentum?
Sure.
You're gonna burn momentum on this? I love
Yeah,
it.
we'll get it back. We'll get it back. We'll get it back.
All right, go
Honey,
ahead.
you can use momentum too.
Go ahead and make your roll. Difficulty is 1.
I have 2 successes.
I have 1 success.
Okay, so
Got it back. Yeah.
Sage is lying. Sage is covering. Sage is doing what Sage does, which is awkwardly try to cover up the fact that they're deceiving you with a big smile and a lot of shrugging.
I look at the plate, the bowl in front of me and say, I seem to remember that this is a traditional Bolian dish.
Yes, I was just was expecting company that didn't arrive.
That is disappointing to hear, I'm sure.
But the oysters are delicious. I think. As well as the chocolates. And have you heard this? The Sinatra song?
Oh,
There's no music playing.
Not anymore.
you already turned
It was
off
a
the
great
music.
song. It's one of my favorites.
Is
I just reached for a glass of wine. I'm drinking wine now. I opened the bottle. It's gonna go to
It's
waste.
non-alcoholic.
Would you?
Replicator
I
can.
know,
Yeah.
but it's still wine.
Yeah, it's still
I'm
wine.
excited.
Thank you, friend.
Would you like a glass of wine or a cream soda or? I don't know why I'm looking over here. It's just
Synthahol.
Still, you're sitting across from me.
I will take a less sweet cream soda.
Oh yes. I go grab one.
As she gets that,
Diet cream soda.
I'm still looking around.
Less sweet. It's not diet.
That's the
Not
first thing that
diet,
came to
less
mind.
sweet, just watered down.
Yeah, I have different formulas. I
No,
know.
it's just sorry. I just remember drinking a diet cream soda expecting I don't know what I was
Yeah, what were you
expecting.
expecting? I would like you to know that Ensign Sage, I came over here for personal reasons, but before I tell you why I came over, I just want you to know something my mother always said to me when I was being paired with a mate, is that if I do not have a good sense of my own self-worth, then no one else will. And therefore, if anyone shows me that they do not value me as much as I value myself, then they're not worth my time or my interest.
I mean, mating is that's a little fast. I just made dinner.
And if that person could not do you the respect of coming to your dinner, then I say you are better off sharing it with a friend.
Thank you, Lieutenant Commander. I'm actually glad you stopped by because I was wanting to talk with you earlier, but I guess I got a little distracted as I grab a chocolate.
I'm now eating the bouillon soup.
It's actually bouillon tomato soup.
Bouillon tomato soup. Oh,
There's an actual dish of bouillon tomato. I did my research.
this is quite delicious.
It's very acidic, but they enjoy it. So I might have tweaked it a little bit so it wouldn't be so
Okay.
acidic. I wanted to talk to you about what happened to all of us with the vision that apparently no one seems to really be discussing. I know so much has happened, and everyone's on shore leave and relaxing.
Well, it would have been a relaxing shore leave if not for the Borg and the illicit Klingon dealings and
wait.
and finding out that our ship is infested with that life form.
So I'm thinking that she's practicing her comedy class, because that is so funny. So I start laughing.
Why are you laughing?
That was just really good. Just random things just throwing out there.
Those were not random things. Ensign Sage, how long have you spent setting up this dinner?
Well, I've been busy for, I was watching some old films and doing some research, and I tried to make some of this from scratch. I'm not much of a cook, so I've been at it for. I think I might have pulled an all-nighter. I couldn't even tell you what time it is right now, to be honest. Maybe that's why they didn't show. Might be sleeping.
Well, a lot has happened while you were doing all of this. There was a Borg.
Okay.
I believe that is the most pertinent information. Although
Is everyone okay?
Yes.
I
now-
remember the ship going into red alert, and then I went to the bridge, and then everything was fine again, and I just went back to my quarters.
Yes. Dr. Throlo was injected with nanites. There's so much to
Is she okay? We need to go to sickbay. What if
She
she's...
is fine. All of the threats have been neutralized, at least for now.
I'm my mind is blown. How? How is that even possible?
I'm sure there's
Are they gonna have... Do they need surgery? Is there anything I can do to help?
No, I believe it is all under control now. I'm sure there is a debriefing report that you can catch up on.
Okay. I'll do that.
Before we get distracted by other things, yet again, I think we should talk about the vision.
Okay. Right, the vision. I mean, I couldn't even explain it to you if I tried. I mean, I'm assuming you saw what I saw. I turned and I saw you first,
Yes.
and then everyone was there, and there was this orb.
yes.
I think.
And the sextant. Did you see the sextant as well?
Did I? The sextant. Yeah, that was yes. Sorry, it's been a long time. When Harry met Sally, still fresh in my brain. Yes, and I saw the captain there, and I don't know. I know it's supposed to mean something, but what?
I believe we did see the same thing. And I've been thinking about possible meanings. I start eating my soup again. My prescient thought right now is that the sextant is a navigational device, and it is used to chart courses along the sea, across the sea. And I believe in the vision, look at my notes, I believe in the vision the sextant was either pointing towards Captain Martinez or he was holding it.
Holding it.
He was holding it.
Almost has.
He was basically, it was in his hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Outstretched towards all of us, I believe. And so my interpretation currently is that we are meant to follow him. He will guide us to something, possibly another orb.
Have you heard any music?
Music? I don't believe so.
I keep having, I don't know, I guess you could call it a memory of a song, and I've searched all different kinds of databases to try and find the origin of the melody, and I can't find anything. Not on any records, including musical records of Bajor.
Song. And you don't know where you heard it?
I have an idea. I think it might have been a song from my mother, but my birth mother. I don't really remember anything of her, so I couldn't tell you if that's exactly what it was, but I guess I just have a feeling that it was before I was adopted. And I never have heard it before until we had the vision. And now it's one of those things that I can't get out of my head. I don't know. It's probably not even important.
I'm sure it is. I have had some strange hallucinations. I saw a man, a Vedic, I believe.
You saw him here?
I saw him on the station.
I think I saw him too. I thought it was just my mind playing tricks on me, but I thought I saw him at the ceremony.
Yes. I followed
Oh my gosh!
him.
We should go. Can we go to the station? Can we find him?
Well, yes, and
Is he really here? Oh my gosh, I have so many questions.
I think he's here in the sense that he can reveal himself to us. I think he can connect with us, and we can see him, but others can't.
So not physically here.
But I talked to him.
You spoke to him. What did he say? Did he say anything? Did he mention anything?
Yes.
This whole time I'm like, oh my gosh, someone who actually
Yes, he did, actually.
knows.
Yes.
Did he sing a song? Did he know?
He said, from what I remember, you saw the orb. The orb saw you, both of you. I think he meant the both of us. He said we must find it. He called it the Orb of Journeys. And he says it has been lost for a long time.
Well, he didn't mention any of that to me.
Did you speak with him as well?
Do you remember what else he said about the orb and the pull?
Oh, he said also that the orb and the pull are related, right?
Yeah, he kind of seemed to hint that the orb was not the source of the pull.
Oh, right.
He was talking about it being, but he said they were connected, and that it could hold the answers that you were looking. Kind of what the gist of what he was telling you.
Okay, that's a lot of information. This seems silly now.
It is not silly.
I'm just gonna start cleaning and like picking up everything. I'm just like, we have so much work to do. We have to find this orb. We have to find this Vedic.
Yes.
I have so many questions. I take the soup away from her, and I'm like putting everything back in the replicator. I'm just my
I
brain.
take some chocolate before she puts it away.
All right.
Me too.
You pack
I
it all
haven't
up?
eaten in a long time, I just realized.
Me too, man. I was total binge watching.
Captain Martinez to Lieutenant Commander Talon.
Talon here.
Talon, where are you currently?
I am in Ensign Sage's quarters.
Don't tell them about the candle.
Really? That's perfect. I'm on my way. I'll meet you both there.
Yes, sir.
Have you had a chance to talk to her and fill her in on what's been going on?
Yes, briefly.
I would expect nothing less from you to be brief, so I appreciate that. I know that must not have been easy. You know what? What am I saying? It was probably very simple and direct for you. I'm on my way. I'll be there shortly.
So
Yes, sir.
I just also want to note that I was in a very nice
Like a
dress.
90.
So I'm like racing to put my
Off-duty.
uniform on. I'm like pulling the curtains down. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing.
I will delay him outside the door.
Thank you so much, Commander. And so I'm just like putting the candles away. I'm like putting everything under my bed.
Unfortunately, knowing Martinez, he beams into your room.
Site-to-site transport. It's in
And,
Sage's
like, my hair's all nice and like, oh my gosh.
Martinez in the house.
You're like the Michael Scott.
Yeah.
My uniform's like half on. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Thankfully, you don't have to intercept Martinez. He arrives easily after he comes walking up, just as
I like shove the last like red velvet like tablecloth curtain thing under my bed. Captain!
Of course, I wait for the.
naturally.
I'm at the door, and then it's a beep beep.
Yep. Captain arrives. You're ready to go. Like you
Yep.
arrive with no problem. It's no problem getting your.
One last candle.
All right.
There's
Do
a
you
lot
have
of.
time to unfancy your hair, or is it still
Nope,
kind of
it's still
okay?
fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
then I hear the come in, and then
Does he hear the come in?
Come in,
You hear the come in.
walk in.
Door opens.
Captain.
Vincent Sage, your hair looks nice.
Thank you.
good.
I'm trying something new. Lieutenant Commander Talon filled me in on everything that's happened. I can't believe why didn't you call for me? I could have helped. I could have done something. I feel like I've just been on shore leave and missed out on.
Well, you're not on shore leave any longer, Ensign. So we need your help, Lieutenant Commander. I think it's time to get the gang back together.
What does that mean, sir?
The plan is that we're going to go check in right now on the doctor, see how she's doing, see what she's doing. Then we're going to collect Chief Wren. As you know, with everything that's been happening, I can't write a report on what's been going on to divvy it up to the rest of the crew. I just need my senior staff because we have a problem that we need solved.
Yes,
So
sir.
specifically, I wanted to talk to you, Lieutenant Commander, about you heard about the Borg Gritas in the brig. So far has seemed like he is 100% willing to cooperate, and I truly feel for him. What I wanted to ask you, if you think that there could be a possibility, or do you think if it would lead to anything, of asking him for a voluntary mind meld to see if you can obtain any information that he might not have. Or maybe that he got at one point in him dealing with Borg weaponry or whatever it was that maybe was possibly erased. I don't know. I don't know if that could lead to any sort of results. Up to this point, Gretus has told us everything that he knows. The Admiral is doing her thing. I don't know where Commander Rue is right now. They're doing something. I'm going to try to track them down in a little bit. But no, I wanted to ask you that, Lieutenant Commander. What do you think?
Captain, as we've discussed before, I feel that the mind meld process is one that should be used as a last resort, only when absolutely necessary, because it is very stressful. It would be very stressful for the Iridian.
Yeah, for both parties involved, I'm sure.
Especially if he is already cooperative, we may
Yes.
want to continue to interrogate him.
You mentioned illegal weapon smuggling when you were
Yes.
debriefing me, or briefing me, or laying all of that information on me. Were there any like logs or data that?
That's why I'm here. We need to try to download some of his ship's logs, and I think you're the perfect person to go ahead and do that, Ensign
Yes.
Sage. Maybe you could get with Chief Wren, and you guys can get as much information from there as possible. So.
And there was a data pad that I believe we were unsuccessful in hacking into. Perhaps you could take a look at that.
Yes.
I'd like to. Yes, I could definitely give that a shot. I feel like I'm completely oblivious to that. Let me help as much as I can.
Okay, let's go. First,
this-
we're gonna go check on the doctor right now.
Okay. The data pad you're referring to is the one you got from. Remind me.
The Iridian.
The Iridian?
had-
Okay.
Yeah, and he was like hooked up to the, or he was using it to, yeah.
The one where he got the message to
Yes,
meet the
that's right.
Yeah,
person.
there's some
Right.
encryption.
I took a crack
Yeah.
at it. I failed.
Okay.
Right.
I want my hands on it.
I was like, is that something I failed at? That might
No,
be.
it was something I did.
Yeah.
You rolled a 20
I was
so
like, my
hard that Sam failed.
I might not have been here, but I did watch that episode, and the whole time I was like, I want Sage to hold it.
Yeah.
So
I think we all were like,
I was like, I
All right.
missed it.
So all of y'all are heading down
Precious.
to sickbay?
Yes, I just want to check on the doctor, see what she's doing, see how she's doing, and
All right.
also basically reintroduce her to Ensign Sage, because if Ensign Sage has been debriefed on what's been happening, I want to make
didn't
sure that
mention the
Sage
teal.
sees.
Nope, you did not.
Correct. Correct.
Heading down to sickbay. We're
I
going
also
to-
want to check on Commander Talash too. Is he still there?
He's still there.
He's
still there.
Yeah.
So heading down to sickbay, we're going to cut to a darkened corridor in the lower levels of Narendra Station, where a out of uniform Janelle Rue is stalking the shadow right now. Nobody else can see that next to Janelle stalking in the shadow is the ghost, the memory of a Section 31 Black Ops operative, who is behaving like a metaphor for your own alert like activities as you're kind of stalking through. It's almost like the memory of Dryden is reacting, and as a result, the way it's playing out, it kind of syncs up so that when Dryden is looking around a corner, it's a corner that you just looked behind already, so you already know that it's clear. But it's like the memory of Dryden is moving along. It has to fulfill that personality that it has, and it's fulfilling it every move you make. The only contribution the memory makes is when a moment of instinct bubbles up that's still very much alive inside the memory of Dryden. And he'll say something to you like, hold, wait. And then 2 Klingon officers will walk by that you didn't hear, or didn't know that you actually did hear, but your subconscious is being fed through Dryden's memory at the same time. It's this weird sort of dynamic that's taking place between you and this ghost. You finally move down through one of the shadowy hallways, and you come to essentially what the offices would be for the quartermaster on the ship. Now, these levels of Narendra Station, you're down in sort of the deeper sub-levels where a lot of the Klingon staff are stationed. Down here, Narendra looks completely different. It looks much more akin to the inside of a bird of prey, which means the lights are turned down a lot lower because Klingons hate bright lights. So it's a lot darker in here, lots of shadows being cast all over the place. It's also a lot warmer down here. It just seems like they've specifically engineered it to be a little more comfortable for the Klingons. It wouldn't be unusual if you were spotted. You are technically a member of the station, but it would definitely be noticed.
Spotted.
Huh? You haven't been spotted yet. It just went right past me on the pun. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's make... I'm gonna say let's make a daring security check.
All right, I'd like a momentum.
With the difficulty of 2, and Dryden is going to assist.
All right. All right. Yep. You'll let me know if there's any sort of focus that applies.
Do you have a focus in infiltration? No. Dryden does.
Oh, you don't say. Does he now?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You could use your Trill ability to give yourself that focus in infiltration.
I am contemplating the Trill ability, and when I'm going to
activate,
use that because I get it for one scene.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
then I'm not going to apply Dryden's
scene is
focus
going
then.
to be.
Yeah, I'll keep it in the mechanic.
All right, that is 5 successes from me.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm so sorry because I didn't have a focus and I'm not using one. So that is 3 successes from me.
Okay, 3. You're fine.
What was the difficulty?
Difficulty was 2. So you are the few times that you do appear in the field of vision, you don't stand out, even to the Klingons who see a Trill moving around. You're also not in a Starfleet uniform right now. You're only in half uniform with no rank on, so nobody immediately eyeballs you. And the Klingons, of course, are just too busy working. So the ones that do see you just kind of keep moving.
Am I a rave again, or are my glow sticks still dark?
Glow sticks are still dark, which is coming in handy, at least in the regards of getting around unnoticed.
It's what it is, yeah.
But yeah, those actually are not exhibind the same signs as we discussed. Those don't seem to be acting the way they used to.
Yeah, I don't know if or when there's recharge, though.
Yeah. And you eventually come to these offices. You see 2 banners of the Klingon Empire outside the quartermaster's office. No guard or anything, just 2 doors that are closed currently.
No banner for his house?
Nope. Nope. Just the Klingon Imperial banner, the Sword of Kalis.
Okay. As far, I'm going to ring the bell, see if he's in.
Enter. Shh. The doors slide open. You see a very large office. Computer consoles decorating the walls. It's a strange mix of Elcars and Klingon computer systems online. Probably designed to accommodate both species, since this was a joint effort and all. You do see some decorations in the office. There is a mek'leth hanging on the wall next to what looks like a rather beautiful, masterfully painted image of Kalis fighting his brother on the slopes of a volcano. Part of Klingon mythology. Inside the office, behind a great desk, you don't see anyone in the chair. It looks like there is a younger Klingon that's in the corner of the office right now going through data pads looks up at you and says, "What do you want?"
I've come here to speak with the quartermaster of the station, Jukai, son of Aram.
"You have an appointment." He drops the data pads and looks at you, folds his arms.
Klingons structure their day by appointments now.
"What do you mean now?"
No, I don't have an appointment.
"Well then, he's not here, and no."
Perhaps you can tell me when he'll be back or where he is now.
"The quartermaster is on business. You may leave a message if you like." Was that Janelle envisioning beating the crap out of this guy as a message?
I couldn't possibly comment.
I've gotten really good at reading the Sam facial expression.
That one was courtesy Janelle Rue. I was investigating the false red alert on the station. I wanted to check in with the quartermaster.
"And who are you?"
I'm a Federation citizen.
"The Federation allows its citizens to do its inquiries for him?"
We believe strongly in the civilian state.
"How charming.
I'm sure.
Time to go, Federation citizen. You have no place in the Quartermaster's office. We deal only with your government."
I think you'd find me useful to deal with. I think you should deal with me.
He lowers the data pad and he says, "The next words that come out of your mouth better be interesting."
Does everyone on this station know that Jukai son of Aram is on House Duras?
You... He slowly drops the data pad and looks at you and says, "Who are you?"
A Federation citizen. I'm on shore leave.
Janelle, make a insight security check.
All right.
He turns his back to you and looks like he's shaking his head. Make your roll. Difficulty is 1.
Will my focus apply?
No, I'm sorry, difficulty 2. What's the focus again?
I have an insight focus.
Do you remember which one it is?
We call it insight. It tends to be behavioral insight.
Then I would... See, I actually read up a focus that kind of... You're going to laugh at this, but it actually kind of encompasses this aspect. It's literally the focus paranoia.
I think initially we named this calling bullshit.
Well, then...
But we broadened it a bit.
It's like perception.
I would say
It's like an insight check.
or perception.
We'll have to come up with a new name for it.
Sure.
But right now, yes. It would be like sense motive.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we've always used it as.
Okay, so to clarify, since there is an insight attribute, we'll call it sense motive from now on.
I think we'd always used it in the sense of like
confused. Yeah, it's all me. So go ahead and make your roll.
All right. All right. This time there are 5.
Okay.
Because I'm using a focus.
It manifests.
We are maxed out, and I will have some obtained information from bonus spends.
Your instinct manifests as Dryden shouting an alert at you. And it happens so fast that you're aware that Dryden says something to you, but you don't hear his voice. You're just aware that Klingon is about to pull a disruptor and shoot you. You can see the arc of the elbow going towards the belt. He's a little too obvious about it. Maybe underestimating his opponent, but he's also turned his back on you. So you see his elbow slightly raised from behind, and you remember him having a disruptor pistol in that belt. He's far enough away that if he pulls that on you and shoots you, you're in a lot of trouble. But you see it coming.
Move, grab the elbow, pull it toward me, knock.
Okay. Then you are in combat. So let's go ahead, and you've got the initiative on this, of course. So go ahead, and this is going to be a straight up daring security check.
Yep.
Versus
Pose check. Yeah, versus him.
Versus him.
All right. Yep. I'm going to take another memento.
Take it.
I will do my very best to
No, we're excited.
I'm sorry?
Did you use all those bonus ones?
Obtain
I
information.
didn't really get a chance to.
Now they're fighting. So
So,
Oh, right, true.
Date mode.
My hair's
yeah, can't really use it great, I think.
Difficulties 1 plus whatever you get.
What was that?
No, but it's an opposed
I
check, and that
was
was.
expecting to roll shit, and I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Well, frack.
What'd you get?
3.
3. You guys tied.
Ties go to the active.
Ties go to the active. So,
Yeah.
hold on one sec.
That means we get the momentum back though, right? Too.
No, because I didn't get net.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I am going to enact his Klingon trait, his special trait, because he is a Klingon. I'm going to
Yes.
burn 1 threat, and I'm going to re-roll both of these dice to try to get more than 3.
Fail.
Yeah, it's going to be nope. Okay, so yeah, he goes up. You grab the elbow. He whirls around. Go ahead and make your strike.
There's a separate check for. There's a separate just result for disarm.
Are you trying to
there's-
disarm him? Because I thought you were punching him in the face.
I was gonna pull the elbow, take my other hand to hit his hand to knock the disruptor away.
Okay, so the disruptor won't be up. It's literally going to be leaving his belt. So grabbing
That was
his
why I
elbow.
wanted to grab the elbow to.
Oh, okay. I
pull
misunderstood.
that
I thought you were
in and then knock
keeping
his
him
gun.
from drawing the weapon. I thought you were grabbing his elbow, whirling him around, and knocking him. I thought you were going to keep it in his
Fair
belt.
enough. I wasn't super clear, but
Oh, okay.
I would like this to be
You
a
wanna disarm
disarm
him?
action.
Yeah. Let me. We've actually never done a disarm before, have we?
No, I've only done damage.
I know. We're used to kicking ass and
Yeah,
chewing velvet gum.
preventing damage? What?
What does that mean?
Look at me not escalating, kids.
There is
No,
a rule
it's
for disarm.
mirror
I
room.
really don't want to flip through the book and find it. So instead, why don't we just say?
I believe it's a successful check. It's like a thing.
That's what I believe too. So why don't you go ahead and make? So what is it? It's just a straight up. Oh, it's
just
the
that was
successful
the
check.
that yeah.
Okay,
Rather
cool.
than do damage, you can opt to grapple or disarm. and
Right,
things
that's
like
correct. Okay,
that.
cool.
Or disengage. Things like that.
Yeah, we'll let it fly. I mean, he is not in any way above a minor NPC, so you can totally pull this off.
Yeah.
All right, so you grab him. You pull his arm out and swap.
Yeah.
The disruptor pistol goes sailing across the room and clatters against the wall.
Yep.
He is disarmed.
I push him up against the wall. I think we're not going to try that again, but I'll assume.
You're disarmed. There's not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's now his turn,
go
and
for
he
it.
is not gonna let you push him
for
up
it.
against the wall and
Go
shit.
for it. Give me a
All right,
try.
cool.
Can you try?
All right, here we go.
I'm
He
gonna take another
snarls.
momentum.
He's going to try to punch
Did we end
you.
up getting one back based on the reroll?
No,
last time?
I net.
Don't even bother rolling. He did not. Oh, you. Yes,
have
you
to,
do
it's
go.
an opposed
Yeah,
check.
that's right.
Yep.
Difficulty 1.
3 successes.
All right, so you get to hit him.
Great. Yep, that's true. That is absolutely
Now
true.
what?
I think we get
So
Yeah.
go ahead.
So now
he
I
takes
get
a swipe at you.
the what net I got versus
they
him.
got
So.
3.
Difficulty was 1. He failed utterly.
Oh, cool. Then yeah, I get 2 back. Great.
Remember, melee difficulty is always 1.
Yep.
It's a roll off.
Did you just kill the Klingon?
Nah.
Whoopsie
He's
doodle.
fine.
Break his
All right.
back.
I just
He's
tried to
fine.
disarm him.
All right. 2, 4, 6, 8, and knockdown.
So you're doing, and this is with the crutch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you bring the crutch up, you crash that thing across his chest. Now, Klingons get an increased resistance against non-lethal damage. You rolled 8, so he's gonna take 8, 7, he's gonna take 5. However, he's
That's the magic number.
He is, yeah, that
He's
is
a
the
minor.
magic number. And he is, again, not a notable PC. So as you smack that into his chest, he goes doubling over and stumbles forward.
There we go.
He is injured.
Yeah.
And he collapses to the ground as the air escapes his lungs. I will give this to you now. It's now going to be your action again. You have a moment to speak to him if you want.
Yeah, I'm not looking to knock him out or anything. That is
Okay.
not how information works.
You got the knockdown, and
Yeah.
he's breathless. He's taken
Great.
5 stress. So.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So, yes, I will take that as a yes. You do know that he has the rash.
He stares up at you and says, "You best kill me."
be an honorable death, wouldn't it?
If you do not kill me, I will spend the rest of my life hunting you down.
So scared.
He snarls. He's gonna attack you again.
Go for it. He can certainly try.
He's also at a penalty. Okay.
I missed you guys.
One more momentum for cautious. And let's go.
I missed all of you so much.
Tell me what you get.
All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
You are gonna hit him.
All right.
They're such better.
Yeah.
Roll that damage.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Make yourself, never fight.
So we get the momentum back.
Yeah, you guys are maxed out.
And I should be able.
This you just figured out.
Oh
you
yeah,
shouldn't
no,
fight
no,
her?
no. I've known for a very long time. I just have to always remind myself, every episode.
Oh, that'll be another 7.
Okay, he's unconscious.
start.
You bring the crutch down. As he lunges towards you, you kind of feed the momentum towards the wall. And as he's trying to brace for impact, he's completely off base right now because he's still out of breath. But his rage drives him forward. You just go with the momentum and bring the crutch down the back of his skull. He crashes into the corner of where the wall meets the floor and is completely unconscious.
I look up to Dryden in the corner. Some people just buckle under questioning.
Dryden looks down at him and says, "Kill him."
Oh no.
Grab his disruptor and disintegrate him now.
Why would I do that?
He's going to alert Doros. In fact, he may be of the house for all we know.
I look him over. Do I see anything on him?
There's no badge, nothing to insignify. There's no insignias on him, nothing to identify him as House Doros. He knew that he was House Doros. He was protecting him.
We have no proof of it, and he doesn't scare me. Look at him. He's right there on the floor.
What are you going to do with him?
Tie him up. Leave him here. Let him sit in his dishonor. Go through the computer console over there, maybe. But why would I kill him?
It's efficient.
Dryden, you're better than this.
We shouldn't debate this now. You should go through the computer console then, if you're not doing it. Who knows who heard the fight?
All right.
You move over to the computer console on the desk. Yeah, it's open. It looks like there's a login access.
All right. I think I'll take a crack at this one.
Okay.
But I think this would be a good time.
To call on Dryden?
I don't want to call him
You don't want to let him. You don't want Dryden to be
call him a
capable of walking you
trillability.
over to the gun and picking it up. Okay, yeah, no,
Basically, I want to draw on his memories, which I'm sure he'll notice.
I'm having Mass Effect 2 flashbacks. Assuming control.
Yeah.
All right.
I found that a little disquieting last time, so
Yeah.
I'd like not to do that. But I would like.
Dryden seems to be. He seems to be cooperating. He moves over to the desk and starts leaning over and looking at the console. He doesn't seem to be focused on the Klingon at all anymore. And if there's one thing you do know, is that Dryden can't exactly deceive you. He can try to drive you to do something, but he can't lie to you. So as you kind of lean in and look at it at the console, he leans in and looks too, and says, "Want me?"
I didn't much like finding myself on the opposite side of the room.
I warned you about that.
So let's not risk it. You're right here over my shoulder.
Go.
All right. I'm taking another for cautious.
All right. You now have Dryden does in fact have a focus in espionage and hacking as well. So go ahead and
Wonderful.
I'll let you roll it. So the difficulty here is going to be 4.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are hacking a Klingon security system.
And Dryden speaks Klingon.
Yep. Does not require a universal translator. He can read and write and speak Klingon.
I wonder. My Klingon was much worse before I was joined. Anyway. Difficulty 4.
Difficulty
and he's
4.
assisting?
No, I'm using.
Okay,
it's
I'm using the
mechanic here.
trillability.
So in truth, I should clarify. Dryden's assisting, but it's really all narrative. I'm not actually adding successes to it.
Okay.
Unless you
He's not
use your
assisting me on the roll.
Correct.
I'm using the focus, but yeah.
Yeah. So here definitely is applying because you're getting his focuses. So go ahead and if you're going to spend momentum.
I'm taking at least one because
Okay.
that's hard for
We're down
me.
to 4. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Down to 4.
So
and
we're
you
done-
have
okay,
Yeah,
focus.
I don't think I'll spend my determination here.
Okay. So, go ahead.
One for practice, one for extra dice.
Back up, it'll be cool. 3 successes.
Oh.
Can Sage assist from like a far away? Like,
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, the moment I tell you.
a hacking is happening.
Was that 2 momentums that we just spent for you?
No, just one. Just
we
one
should
for
be at
cautious.
5.
Just one.
You can burn determination for a reroll if you want.
I can.
Will you?
Can you?
Does
Can
it-
we burn 2 more momentum to get you 1 more dice?
No, the roll's been made.
It's the roll has been made. There's only
right.
one way
That's
out
right.
right now,
Right.
and it's the determination spend.
Do it.
Do you have a value you could call on if you wanted to do it?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to do? What is Janelle doing?
It would take a focus crit to get me through. That's not great odds, but I might get it back. Sure, let's roll the dice. No one keeps secrets from Janelle Rue.
All right. So burn your determination. Out of curiosity, what are you calling on for determination? What's your value you're calling on?
That's the value.
What is it?
No one keeps secrets from Janelle Rue.
That's a yeah. That totally works. Okay, go ahead and you get it. Make the roll.
All right.
Is there now? Can you can burn more momentum here to get extra dice? Yeah, for the reroll, or is it just a reroll of the dice you?
My understanding is that it's a reroll of existing dice. If you want a house roll for me.
No, I'll go ahead because spending determination that's a big deal because you
Yeah.
only get 1 per game.
Unless I roll my veteran. And I get it
That's
back.
correct, and you get it back.
Which
So
I do not.
okay, so it's a big deal. So I'm sure the rule is no, you have to burn momentum in order to do it.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and house rule for this. Go ahead and just re-roll it. Straight re-roll.
All right. Five successes.
Looking on here, it does say re-roll all dice in your pool when you spend.
Oh,
momentum.
perfect.
Yeah,
So-
or selective reroll. We also.
Oh, is
Perfect.
that a thing?
The
But I think I'm
difficulty
okay.
was
My instincts were correct.
4.
Yeah, that
Our
was.
question, I think, was
Difficulty was 4. You get a momentum back.
Afterwards,
Got
I'm not
it.
Sure.
Nicely
By the
done.
way.
Wow. Go Sam. Go Sam.
Sam, just so you know, with a failure, you're going to trip the alarm. You see it having succeeded on the roll.
tell us
You
that.
actually, Dryden goes, "Wait, careful," and you see it. You both seeing it together. It's again, he is the voice of your instinct. You managed to get around a line of code that was about to trigger. It would have alerted every Klingon that there was a security breach.
Turn that into a comment. All right.
Instead, you see those little bitty circle dots come up into the login screen and access is granted. And you see essentially the logins, notifications, weapon procurements, everything that the quartermaster has been doing is just up on a menu.
All right. I need private communication. See if he reached out to a backflood trader.
So 2 things. I'm gonna have you roll for it as you're doing the search.
Okay.
Thankfully, you have full access. So this is whether or not you can find it. The difficulty is not going to be high. However, you are starting to hear noise outside the office. It's been a few moments since the fight happened.
I get so many things to look for.
Right. So go ahead and make a roll. This is going to be control plus security.
Yep.
And I'm going to set the
still
difficulty here is going to be 2.
I'm taking one for cautious, but I am using a focus.
Okay.
For this scene,
Yeah.
because I get it for the scene.
Yep.
Let's do, and it's less cautious because that is 4.
4 successes.
I just love watching. I just watch Hector.
It's just screwing with us,
Yeah.
though.
Hector likes to drop the
No,
mic
no,
every time
he was
Sam
like,
gets
no,
a good
no,
roll.
no.
Like, bam,
Reroll.
motherfucker, that's my first officer.
I can see that. Like,
Hector faces. I don't even look
Captain
at Sam.
update.
I'm like,
This is
what's
my
Hector
fate.
react? How are we doing over there, Hector? Your eyes.
I'm so stressed.
4 successes. Nothing on a pack-led trader, but you see a communication between him and a Uridian.
There we go.
Yep. Him and a Uridian. Apparently he sent a message, the Uridian sent a message to him saying, using some, it looks like some kind of glitched out name. It looks like nonsense, like a non-Klingon name, kind of just, your instinct tells you he just gave some kind of false alien name to the Uridian to use. But the Uridian is essentially saying cargo has arrived. Please advise. Can't stay long.
Okay.
And his
Good, and there's a
reply,
timestamp on that. Fantastic.
and as you see the quartermaster's reply, it's the exact same reply you read on the data pad.
Oh, I don't even have to hack it now.
No, this is still there's still encryption on the data pad.
there, Hills.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but it's the exact same reply you read on the data pad.
All right. Let's see. I want to see if there's any anything to connect him.
Oops, sorry.
Yep. To Durash and the Romulans, or the Romulans.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I want to see if there's any communication. Yep.
We lost the GM, everybody.
Anarchy!
Give me 1 sec. It's kind of unusual. Give me 1 sec, guys. Give me 1 sec.
How are y'all doing?
Oh boy.
All right, so I just want to let you know that what just happened. Hashtag it's a date. Definitely. I didn't get my date.
I got like
exact.
3 sets of full body chills already this whole
my
episode.
God.
When you
What were they?
guys had when you were telling her the thing about what your mother said, and then was like, it's better to spend it with a friend, was like full body chills, amazing. That was one of the most beautiful scenes ever. I was over here squeeing like a tiny girl.
Okay, I'm waiting for 2 more. What are the other 2?
Tillark. For sure. Oh yeah. I got just like not like funny full body chills at you not getting a reply back.
Yeah.
That was sad full body chills.
What was the third one?
And then the third one was when you immediately told him house door us. Immediately, it was like, I'm just cutting to the chase. I know what's up.
I am a little blunt sometimes with Klingons.
Yeah, you are,
remember,
and it works out in your favor.
He asked me to say something interesting. Well,
it was.
He
It
threatened
was
me if I didn't say something interesting, and his threats were so frightening, you guys.
Yeah,
He was super fierce.
very intimidating.
frightening. I mean, your growl was totally louder than his. He was totally way scary.
Super.
My goodness, I'm rolling like you, Gina. What's wrong?
No.
No,
Don't say that. That's
Put
mean.
that out into the world.
that is by far.
kidding.
Okay, should we do a quick recap of where we are in
Yeah.
the med bay?
Yeah.
Is
Probably
this
not
same
till he gets
timeline?
back.
Well,
I'm just thinking same timeline.
Are you
everything
still
happening at the same
teal?
Yes.
As far
as far as we know.
Is there
hope
any?
so.
Is there any in Starfleet? Is there any or in the world of Star Trek? Any like hologram disguise technology? There has to be,
Image
right?
inducers?
Like
Image
Yeah.
inducers,
That's
like
like
Jim
Jim.
and the holograms, or Nightcrawler and X-Men Evolution, whichever, whatever you want.
I say Jim.
That's
That's
fine.
my reference, and I stick to it.
That's a good
Solid.
reference.
Sticking to it.
Is there something like that? Is there something like that exist? Because here's my question.
If
I feel like that would have come up a lot.
I want.
feel like it's a thing.
body modification surgery.
There's
could
Yes.
definitely
definitely
surgeries that
That's
they did.
happened.
that could be
But
easy.
I think we've seen holographically, but also it's one of those things where like you roll one complication, man, and it is donezo.
Oh yeah. that
Why
happens.
Which is the way I think of TV now.
While
That
we're
happened to Nightcrawler
stopped,
all the time. Yeah.
since we're stopped a little bit, I just wanted to thank everyone out there for the birthday wishes this week. Especially all the people like all the Shield Tomorrow people on Twitter were so awesome, and thank you. And I got so many Star Trek gifs or gifs, whatever.
I'm good to the gift gods.
I say gifs.
There
I'm
is
sorry.
no way people aren't going to be angry.
GIF and GIF, GIF and GIF. GIF and GIF.
GIF,
I
let
got
it
a
be
lot of
angry.
Star Trek pictures that moved saying happy birthday, so thank you for that.
Did you have a good birthday?
All right, so in the meantime, guys, while we're getting things sewn up, we're gonna go to break real quick.
have lost
We will be back
forever.
with more morally ambiguous Rue, teal doctors, and
And dates.
adorable Talarking.
Friendshipping.
Real soon. Stick with us. We'll be back in a bit. Thanks, guys. Okay, so one of the galaxies that we found has 1/400th of the dark matter that we would expect in a galaxy. It's like supposed to be the dominant aspect of any galaxy. You shouldn't even be able to form a galaxy without it.
Without dark matter.
And so the fact that we found a galaxy practically without dark matter.
What the heck?
It shouldn't even real?
What is it? What does
I
it
believe
mean?
that was about what the source said that I researched. It shouldn't even be possible. And that is the thing that we found this week. Hi guys.
Didn't see you there.
We had some difficulties today. Eric's going to be sitting out for the rest of the session, and we are turning this into a special Twitch available preview of Behind the Shield. I am host Sam DeLev. You might know me from like 20 minutes ago.
So can people be asking questions in the chat then? Is
Yes.
that what,
Yeah,
have
so
they,
we
have
are
they
picking
been
up your
prompted to do so?
questions.
Okay, great.
On Twitch chat,
Okay.
on Up chat, just on all of the chats. So we see your Hangman game.
Yeah, we do.
That's what I'm telling you. You guys can do it. I believe
Theme
in
is
you.
animals.
You can do the
STA
thing.
blank blank S blank. And we've used D and L. STA
is it?
blank 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 S blank.
Blank, blank, blank.
So short of activating the emergency streaming hologram, which, yeah, Hotfoot, we're going to decompress about what has been going on. And I want to start with Talark.
The ship that has finally sailed.
We were all waiting
Friendship.
behind the scenes, right? Like we were every time in the kitchen. No, we weren't. We had. So tell me about this, because it's so endearing and sweet and wholesome.
Well, it was definitely not who Lark was expecting when the door opened. The last, I think Talon would probably be the last person Lark would suspect. But I was waiting on status, and you are not blue,
No,
and
I wear blue.
but
Neither is the doctor.
no,
It's fine.
Lark doesn't know that yet. That's another mind blowing moment that's gonna happen. But no, that was such a special scene because we've never really gotten to have any moments like that before.
Yeah.
And to have someone so socially awkward and full of weird emotions going opposite of someone who keeps all of their emotions in check, and that was just really a cool what's the word I'm looking for?
Dynamic.
Yeah.
Wordsing is fun.
Wordsing are fun.
Wordsing are fun.
Yeah, what I like the most about it is that as Talon, I can distill all of the knowledge I wish I had. And it's like just right there at the ready for this character, but it's stuff that took me like 30 years to learn. So yeah, it's fun to like get to bounce off of your character, who I think I'm probably more similar to in real life in terms of like dating and shit.
Oh yes. Oh
But
man.
as Talon, I can be like, this is the knowledge you should have. Let's have some soup.
Which, by the way, Lark made the soup herself.
Nice.
That was like most everything was replicated, but the soup she actually
It
made
was
herself.
delicious.
It was a Bolian tomato soup.
It was really delicious. I tasted it and it was yummy.
I was impressed with the research you did.
Yeah.
You said Bolian tonic water.
Bolian tonic water
And I looked
is
it
a
up
thing.
in my Star Trek encyclopedia. It is a thing. It has an entry. Bolian tonic water is a delicious beverage from that is Bolian or something.
yep.
That's all it is.
It was Bolian tonic water. There was Bolian tomato soup. What else did I make? Oh yeah, and I did my research.
Clams?
I also
Chocolate.
Oysters.
Yeah.
Oysters. You-
I was also
Coming out a
planning
little
on taking
strong.
a trip to sickbay to ask Dr. Throlla for advice, but I ended up not doing that because that was going to be very embarrassing for Lark.
ask?
Because having any intimate moments of the Bolian is very uncomfortable for humans. Just wanted to throw that out there. I've done a lot
You've
of
done
research.
a lot of research.
Yes, I have. And
Oh
even though Lark
I have a
women,
limited sideline on this ship.
to where, in case I experience any nausea or discomfort, I wanted to make sure that I would have something to help that.
Go to sickbay, yeah.
Nausea?
I mean,
I don't know, man. Look it up. Maybe you guys should research Bolian love.
they might like just be experimenting with Borg stuff when you get there. It'll be super fine, super normal.
Who are you and what have you done with Sam?
Well, that's what Matazi was super into.
They said Borg many times without snapping a pencil.
I know, that's
I
weird.
am a paragon of self-control. I need you to know that. I need you to respect me for that.
I always respect you.
Aww. So I guess before I answer some questions, what person on the crew are you excited to have a scene with that you haven't had recently? Because Talark is like a dynamic that we get to see so little
Yes.
of, and it was such a treat to watch. You guys are adorable. So going down the line, Captain, and all the way through.
Well, we miss Bonnie. I want to do more scenes with Ensign Sage.
And I'm sad I'm not going to be here next week either for PAX East, but
I
that's
like
okay.
the whenever she has to get filled in real quick. I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
So
It happens quite a bit.
and in
for
fact,
work.
your guys' scene was so good
was
that
fun.
I did a bad thing where I inserted myself into the scene. But then I realized it's kind of like an improv where you like either wipe the scene or you just tag in because people are having so much fun. You're like, I want to go to there. I want to do that.
That's nice.
So that's why Captain called on you, and then I was like,
I like it.
I was like,
It was
where
perfect.
are you? Oh, cool. I'll meet you guys there. I want to be there. And in my head, my excuse was, well, everything that's happening right now is real clandestine. We can't have it in a report. This all needs to be verbal. I need to get my senior staff. Let's do it. Let's team up. So then the plan was to keep collecting everybody, but basically just have like you have little mini scenes with everybody.
Right. And it was perfect because then I got to like have that panic of, oh my gosh, the captain is coming to my quarters, and my quarters right now looks like something out of like
Sage. Sage. You had oysters and chocolate. Those are both
I didn't know.
aphrodisiac. That's a little strong.
yeah.
You're
I
separate.
just-
separate. We're gonna dip an oyster in chocolate.
I had like pretzel
fondue fountain.
And there was other things and other
chocolate
snacks.
oyster.
I had a variety. It was
Yeah, when you said you were heading to sickbay I was like, for what exactly?
it's for a preventive thing.
All right. So before we have all the crowd together, I really did. Was that like the scene that we have been waiting for? Because I wanted to see the Bajoran
yeah.
kids
We need-
like do the thing.
I think there's more. There's more.
There's gonna be
Bajoran.
more.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much that we have yet to discover, not just about what's happening, but about ourselves.
Yeah.
Because you don't know anything. You know more about Bajor and your Bajoran history than I do, which is so sad. But it's it's one of those things where I feel like that's something that we're gonna have to discover later.
I think
more
so.
of that.
I think there's definitely like a whole journey we can go on that is like us diving into. Well, I mean this orb that apparently we're supposed to find. That is so intriguing. Like it is so rare to like have an orb out there that hasn't been discovered, and then for it to be calling to us basically.
Right.
Like that's super exciting.
You guys must be super special.
Well,
We must
and
be.
the more that this stuff happens, I feel like the more Sage is gonna actually start opening up too, because
Yeah.
I think now she's not gonna really have a choice, you know?
I'm very excited for us both to also learn about our Bajoran parentage, like the actual people, like your parents, my grandparent. Like Eliza I haven't really thought about who that person is. And even if, actually, I think I did say to Eric, like, oh, I remember, I think I set this up in my background. And then he said something and I don't remember what it was, but it made me think, oh, he might just not, it could be anything. It might not be who I think it is. Talon might think it's this dude. And it's actually, oh no, he was actually this. Like, I'm
Eliza.
so prepared for it to be a total surprise.
Don't be ridiculous. Everything we wrote in our backstories is exactly the way it goes.
Yeah.
We are never treated as unreliable narrators and never lack access to critical information, which is why I, Janelle Rue, am a first host, which is
Oh, there.
I told Eric I wanted my character to love Spock. And Eric was like, no, it's Captain Kirk. I was like,
That's
all
a
right.
lie.
That happened live in the show.
All right. So we had Scotty, says Mulla, but if you could pick another canon character to make an appearance,
Oh, shit.
who would it be? Gina.
Another canon character.
I didn't know you were gonna go this way.
Oh, man.
I was getting my other question formulated. Okay.
Man.
Well, we were
there's
talking
just
about Quark earlier. I think that would be really fun.
Eric does such good Ferengi.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
So it'd be fun. I want to.
I'm super
I want to see Mala drink a Mala Ren with Clark.
Yes.
Oh,
All
right, Amy.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I mean, Amy wants to meet Dr. Crusher. In character, like I want to fall through a time hole and hang out with Shran from Enterprise.
I would love to see you across from another Andorian. We got just a little bit of it with Talsum Vor, but I want more.
I want to know, like, if he's, because he was present at the very beginning of what would become like the Federation and Andorians getting involved. I want to know if he would be proud of the way it's changed in the last couple hundred years, if he would be upset that we've abandoned some of the traditions that were important to him, or if he would, like, I just don't know. I don't know. I want to meet him.
All right.
Could I ask a question too? Interject a question? Is Shran an Andorian hero? Like, is he someone that people celebrate? Andorian celebrate?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Was he played by Jeffrey Combs?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I imagine he could be a divisive hero. One of the things I've enjoyed about your portrayal of Andorians is like maybe they're not all culturally identical to Shran. That has been very pleasing to me.
Yeah.
But Bonnie, you've been bouncing in your seat for your answer. Lay it down.
Well, first of all, I've already had coffee with Ensign Kim, so whatever. Don't need to see him again. He's also like
done.
disappeared. He's
You can
done.
bring him by anytime.
Hello. But I think Lark would have a field day if she ever got to meet Data, because being like, also this, I think they would both be extremely socially awkward. It would be a very fun conversation of just like trying to, but they would just probably just talk machinery. I think Mala would be a fun person to throw in that conversation too, and we would just be geeking out about like the technology of him. You know, to meet an android is just mind blown. It's like, wow, like what, like, oh my gosh. And like a part of me would be like, I just want to, like, right? Can you just take off your hair?
I know.
And I just want to poke at it. It's like you're blinking. But I think, and also Data's one of my favorite characters of all time in the Star Trek universe. So
Yeah.
that would be something I would love to see.
Eliza, what you got?
This is hard. I really can't.
Yeah, pick your
decide on
favorite
one.
child, basically. This is what I'm asking them to do for you, gentle viewers.
It would be very cool if somehow. Oh my God! Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say it out loud. If somehow we had an episode that was a Lost Voyager episode, where we found them, or they found us, and then they get blipped away again.
And then
And we get to interact with the whole Voyager crew.
That would be
our memory gets wiped or something? Or
something weird happens where it's like, oh, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
That would be, I think that's what I would want.
That'd be real good.
Talon and Tuvok would be awesome.
Yeah.
I love Tuvok so much.
Yeah. I think they would, I should
Ensign
bet.
Kim would be there. That would be great.
Yeah, that was super awkward though. No, it did not end well.
See, it
I did
has
not
the
know
most
it was a date.
potential.
I don't think Lark has ever really been on a real date before. That's why her research went a little overboard.
Well, that was a real date
Was it?
for him.
For
No,
him
I mean,
it was.
Ensign.
But yeah, that's why it was so awkward. 'Cause-
Chakotay would be cool.
yeah.
All right,
Janeway.
so from
Right?
all of the original series.
Well, here's the thing,
Who's your
man. Like the answer that doesn't make any sense would be Captain Kirk, but he is super dead.
There's time travel in Star
I know, but it's like it's overdone, and we haven't gotten. I don't think we gotten to this point in our timeline, but like Benjamin Sisko's about to meet him. Like Benjamin Sisko's about to go back in time. Sorry, spoiler alert. It's awesome. It's such a great episode. Oh man, Trials and Tribulations. It's
That's
one of the
my
best
favorite
ones.
episode.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite episodes of all
amazing.
time.
I'm almost.
They
at
used
that.
force.
Have I
You're
not
almost
seen
at that.
Maybe I've seen that.
You would have remembered if you. It's so good. Jadzia Dax in that is amazing. She hardcore is checking out Spock, and it's a great moment. But I think canonically, I think the answer would have to be who I think is still the greatest character in the whole thing would be Spock, and he's alive still, and he's a great. What is he? He's in Romulus right now because he's trying to do unification. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Romulan.
Is that right now?
Not ambassador.
Not even all that
but,
far.
But exactly.
I
Exactly.
think
yeah.
in the chat though, Lieutenant Barclay, because that was
He'd be
a
good.
fun character.
It'd be
Right.
fun.
So
Well, wait. Which character is yours?
Yeah.
So the question is, what canon character do we want on our show? So I have to think not just about like, hi Dax, how you doing? You're Dax, you're the coolest. I'm Trill because you're the cool. But what character would move forward the story of Shield
care
of
about that.
Tomorrow
I don't care about
in
that,
like
but
a
yeah.
cool and
Okay.
interesting way, while also being just a freaking compelling character in their own right?
Oh.
I will submit to you Kai Wynn of DS9.
Oh, okay.
Because we're about to get into it with Bajoran stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's
I don't
an
like
incredible
Kai Wynn.
character, and I think
think.
would push a lot of ours in interesting, fun ways.
Is Kai Wynn? Which Kai is that?
The Dolores Umbridge of Kai's.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's the worst. I don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't want to meet her. Don't wanna date her.
I love a good
She's the
love
worst.
to hate.
Yeah.
Which is great. And
She's
I'm appreciating
great, yeah.
She's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
There was another question I want to ask too that's kind of similar. Somebody earlier in the chat asked if you could have any actor that's been in any Star Trek thing be a guest on this show. Probably not playing their character,
Right,
obviously,
because
but just,
then they
but
would
just to like come and hang out. Who would you pick? And I'm gonna cheat and I'll say Chris Hemsworth.
That's not a
I
cheat.
see you, I
He
see you.
is
It's not a
in
cheat.
Star Trek.
It's a cheat
universe.
because he's Chris Hemsworth now, but at one point he was Captain Kirk's dad for 5 minutes before people realized
He
that's
might be
Chris
coming back.
Hemsworth.
Did you know that? He might be
Yes.
coming back as that role.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Well, look,
not a cheat
see
at all.
what Gina's face is right now. That's what happened. When that movie came out, and then 2 years later, Thor came out, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's Thor. That guy's Thor forever." And then people rewatched Star Trek from 2009, and they're like, "Oh shit,
"Wait a
Thor
minute."
is Captain Kirk's dad."
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's
He's
super
very-
easy to forget.
He's very funny and handsome, and I think he'd be he would have a lot of
It's
fun
hard
with
to
us.
I mean,
remember
I
with
was
short
short
hair.
sitting next to Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
Are
you know, I'm
kidding
sitting
me?
next to him. You don't get to sit next to him.
No,
We're
I
all
just
gonna
sit.
sit
No, we're all
on
gonna
his
sit.
lap.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
just we'll bring a circle
We'll
around
sit on
him
his
and hold
biceps.
hands. And
Yeah,
He'll
we'll
hold
sit
us
on
up
his-
right
All
here.
right, kids. Anyone else have a good answer of cast that
Do
they
you-
would
do
want
you
to
have
bring
one? Do you have
on
one, Sam?
as their own character?
you have one, Sam?
or as off? And so we're looking for someone who isn't going to bring their canon character, who's going to bring something cool and interesting and fun. And I feel like this is, for me, a very simple answer. Bring Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah,
He's
because
amazing.
done,
I know him.
A
I met
million,
him.
2 million
oh my
characters?
gosh,
great.
he's so great,
He's so great.
too. He's a really
Brilliant
great
performer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and whatever he
Super
would
nice.
do would expand the universe and soul of Trek through his characterization.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
because there's
Jeffrey
no
Combs would be
one
great.
canon character there.
I might-
I'd collect them all.
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg would be
yeah,
great.
he'd just
He'd be
fun.
super fun.
I just like.
I want to see Armin
Such a great
Shimmerman play a
improver.
Q.
Okay, that'd be good. That's a great
Solid
answer.
pitch.
Great answer.
I want.
You already
I
said
want
one, Bonnie.
Mary Chifo.
Yes. To play not a Klingon. But
I have no
just
feelings
like
about that at all.
some
Know what? But
Badass.
I have
yeah.
a different question though. That's completely.
Well, wait,
random.
Bonnie. What's your answer?
yeah,
Actor. Actor.
What's your pick? Me? I don't have one yet. I'm thinking.
Okay.
And Peace too, also.
Do you have a second one,
Patrick
Bonnie?
Stewart.
Second actor?
No, I have a cool question. I want to.
Okay, wait,
this is
wait,
a
wait,
question
wait,
that I have
wait.
for all of you.
Okay, hold that. I also got to say Doug Jones. We gotta.
Yeah.
Doug
Jones.
Oh,
Dougie
that's my
Jones.
answer.
Oscar
That's
winner
my
Dougie
answer.
Jones. How could I forget him?
Thank you for saying my answer. Thank you. Thank you.
all right.
Wait, who'd you
LeVar
say?
Burton. Just
Now
because.
we've named half of all actors.
Yeah.
So
In
everyone
Star Trek
come on.
as a whole.
Yeah.
I want to answer a question from Cat's Eye 91 that I saw that I find intriguing for
And then-
completely non-obvious reasons.
And then Bonnie's question.
If Sally Ride had a game night, what would be your character's D&D class? So not us ported into D&D, because I am totally not writing Rue as a monk. I would never do that. But what would your character play in the game? Bonus question, who GMs?
So wait,
starting with
the question is, who would Talon choose to play?
Yes.
Yeah, it is game
Yes.
night on the
All right.
USS Sally Ride because
Not just game
Martinez
night.
mandates these things,
D&D
just like the
night.
movie night. And it's, yes,
And
D&D.
we're doing D&D. This isn't a holodeck program. We're just sitting at a table. Like
Yeah.
even though we have holodeck
No, we
available
sit
to us.
Old school.
in the holodeck, and whenever the GM describes a thing that happens, they have to then role play it. So
Yes, I
We've
love that.
talked a little bit about how
That's
great the
Yeah,
like
that
would be
LARPy
amazing.
tabletop combo could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what'd be
Land-
awesome?
Yeah.
If it started in like a 1980s basement and it's all D&D materials. And you're wearing like 1980s
Yeah.
clothes, like an
The
ET
beginnings.
shirt or
Like,
whatever.
yeah.
And then as soon as the DM
Yeah.
like says a thing, then like
Yeah.
half of the room is like a forest.
Transfigure- yeah.
And then we're all standing
I
like.
love that.
Okay, so Martinez,
Absolutely.
what character are you playing?
I think Martinez would just pick like a human.
All right.
A human. What's the most basic class?
Fighter.
A human fighter. That's what he would
The
be.
original D&D.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
fighters.
Yeah, he would just be like a human fighter. And
I
I,
like
feel like
that.
he might be the dungeon master, because if Rue's the dungeon master, that's a hard game.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna die in
Yeah.
15,
Die
20.
Pretty quick.
And then
You
Rue would
think
be
I'm
like,
a rules lawyer?
yeah.
Can't say rules lawyer without Rue.
And I feel like the captain's
know how
used to kind of
Talon's-
being in control as well, to where he's like, all right, everyone, I'm starting this D&D group.
And helping people.
Well, but here's my question about that, Hector. How would Martinez be as a storyteller? Because there's more than just rules to RP. I don't know if you've noticed this. But there's some story stuff that goes on,
I think he'd be good.
too.
He loves stories. He grew up reading the stories of famous people in history, so he's a student of history, but he's also like, he enjoys pop culture stuff, so I think he would be a good storyteller.
All right. And what would Eliza play in that game? Or, excuse me, what would Talon play?
Talon.
Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not, Eliza.
Well, the
Eliza's
logical
no.
choice would be...
I don't know. What would Talon choose to play?
I feel like elf.
An elf?
Because Talon would see the picture and be
Well,
like, that is
Vulcans
close.
are traditionally space elves, but I feel like Talon is the person who finds it logical to fill out the party comp.
Yeah, you'd be very
yeah.
concerned with balance.
That's
You'd wait for
probably-
everybody else.
And that's what Eliza does. So, yeah, that makes
That's real.
sense.
All right, Bonnie.
But are you interested in like mysticism stuff? So
sure.
would you want to be a mate, like some
wizard?
sort of
A
mage
druid or something. Yeah,
sorcerer?
like maybe.
I like that.
I don't know.
Explore that side
Frollo,
of
be a
it.
druid. Do
Yeah.
it. You are already druid in this game.
I think
Sage, what do you got?
I think Lark would be a halfling.
Yes!
I feel like Lark is very Hobbit-like, just second breakfast and doesn't know what's going on half the time. I would say a bard, but at the same time, I feel like Lark. I think that might be a Bonnie decision, just because I love playing bards. It's my favorite class, so I feel like I'm being maybe a rogue, maybe.
Oh, Sage would be such a rogue.
Maybe Sage would want to be like a halfling rogue, like a happy-go-lucky rogue.
Sage would be like, I get
like,
triple
guys-
damage if I sneak up on them? Yes.
It's like, oh, I can pick this lock, you know? Yeah.
High dex
So
character.
I
That's
feel
what fits
like
with the pilot.
I feel like Sage would be the rogue
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just had a thought.
and ninja halfling.
Do people use Dungeons and Dragons as like a therapy exercise? Because
Yes.
I feel like it could be
Probably.
very revealing.
Yeah.
There are folks who work with it. It's
Cool.
especially useful for sort of training up social skills as well.
Yes.
If you have like a combined
Like
program.
autism and Asperger's. It's
Yeah.
a very,
Been a lot of social settings.
LARPing
That's awesome.
and D&D is very big on that. Yeah.
What about the dog?
I don't know if Throllo would play a healer. Like, I'm not sure Throllo.
It's revealing, I'm telling you.
Well, because
Psychology.
it partly might depend on sort of like how you've laid out, how Martinez has laid out the basics of this situation. Because I don't think that Throllo would be like, would go in the conflict direction of saying like, okay, I just want to bash things. I think once Throllo's played the game for a while, Throllo would definitely eventually roll up like a half-orc barbarian and just punch stuff. But that would be sort of the first instinct, because there's a thing in role-playing where a lot of times you start up making characters either very close to yourself or the direct opposite. And I think if Throllo was going to do an opposite, it wouldn't be the punching, it would be that she might get interested in like the magic users and go with wizard, or like, or I was actually thinking this before you said that, but she might pick druid because it'd be like, oh, shape-shifting and spells and cool stuff like that, and then just end up healing anyway because she can't resist it.
Yeah.
And it's they have a really robust spell list for that. Mala.
Okay, so I actually think Mala would be really interested in DMing because she could feel everyone's emotions and mess
that'd be
with
great.
them. So like, I know that
fun.
this person feels comfortable right now.
Yeah.
What if I throw this at you? And
That'd be
then
good.
I think she would get a little bit of delight, like not messing
toying
with all
with
of you,
our emotions?
but like getting you all to do and feel certain things. I think that she would find that kind of fun and
I love that.
a little
right.
bit.
Yeah,
I love
amazing.
that.
Chief Ren is the
Control
DM.
thing.
Chief Ren DM. All right, then what are you playing? Human fighter?
Human fighter.
All right.
Did you say what you would play?
I hadn't yet. I think Amy made a very astute comment that you either play yourself or your direct opposite. And Rue, I don't see as the type who seeks the direct opposit. I think just like I think they would play a martial type,
Yeah.
probably a fighter
Yep.
or a monk, and would be very detailed in how they describe all of their moves. I've had the pleasure of gaming once or twice with fellow players who have extensive experience in martial arts, and hearing how they describe their moves in correct detail for the situation completely seems like the way that Rue would approach D&D. No, they couldn't get out of that. They couldn't get out of that grapple. That grapple was tight. Do you think my character skips leg day? I guess that's the escapism. Rue always skips leg day.
I have a fun question for all of you because I just want to know
What
the
you
answer
got?
to myself. If they were like, oh guys, this is great, let's make a Shield of Tomorrow movie, but we could not play our parts. What is the dream actor to play your character?
Oh, yeah.
This is something I want to know from
I got
everyone.
it. Michael Pena.
Yeah, I know mine.
Ooh.
Gina Torres.
Yes.
I would watch that movie. Michael Pena, Gina Torres. Sign me up.
I'm
Sign
in.
me up.
The one who played Tilly for you, I assume?
No, I actually, I didn't even think about that. I was also thinking Allison Hannigan would make a great
Precious.
Very-
Perfection.
just
Perfect.
awkward and
You're Space Willow.
yeah. I feel like
What?
I was watching some Buffy the other day, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like especially the earlier seasons
Yes.
before she becomes really confident.
I
in herself.
accidentally found the plans on the city website.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I like just in the library, like hacking the books.
I
yeah.
love. Sorry,
Amazing.
no, I'm getting to Buffy thoughts. I love how like dumb the hacking was. Whenever they were hacking, it was just like a few lines of, they were done.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did the thing. Just make those available for everyone. In a manner of speaking.
I'm Space Willow.
I don't
Who's playing
know. I don't
Thriller?
have an answer for this.
Sorry, I just threw this out.
Can
on
we
everybody.
fan cast?
Yeah, can
Yeah,
we?
fan cast. Because I'm also gonna need help.
Yeah.
I don't know who
All
would be
right,
a good
okay.
Nala.
Jewel Street.
Jewel State,
Basically,
Jewel
like,
State, but like
Jewel
that's
State.
that's like the obvious
choice.
one.
Yeah. So you want to get
And
something different.
it would have to be like Jewel State when she was like 18. You know,
Yeah.
so
I don't know who Jewel State is.
Jewel State
the
was
girl who
Kaylee
played
Kaylee
Kaylee in Firefly.
and so many other amazing things, but specifically
Yeah, that's
fun
what
buns
she's
for
very
Kaylee.
Yeah, I don't.
Fun
I don't see her
that
for
now.
Nala.
No,
Because it's not the same personality either.
Yeah,
I
it's not.
think I'm trying to think. Oh man, see now it's gonna be
Okay, we got a
Yeah, we
fan
gotta
cast
think about
doctor.
this.
Dr. Shishiros is just like what? 20s, 30s?
Crap, I should know this off the top of my head. I think I'm early 40s.
Early
or
40s? Okay.
Mid
okay.
30s.
Mid 30s?
Sorry guys, I there was a time where I knew this exactly.
Yeah, and
Because
also
we did
time
the
has
math
passed.
with
I don't
medical school.
remember.
Thriller is
Mid-30s,
1 year
right?
younger than I am. Or 1 year younger than Rue is, excuse me. Because Rue, I suppose, will be turning 39 in the very soon time because we're 2373 now. And we established, ultimately, after doing the timeline, that you were just a little younger than I am.
Yeah.
So you're 36, 37.
I got
Yes.
one. I got one. You tell me if you think this is good fan casting. I'm looking for somebody warm, phenomenal actress, can do the emotion. I'm thinking Amy Adams.
I mean, I'll take it.
Very funny, can be very warm, but can do the serious.
Yes, that is. That,
Amy
I
Adams
think
in blue.
That's
paint with the
correct.
blue.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
okay.
like that.
Okay, Chief Friend. Let's
right.
do Chief Friend.
Chief friend.
Chief Friend is how. Mala Ren is how old?
She's like early 20s.
Early
Mid-
20s.
Early
Yeah.
to mid 20s. Yeah. She's,
Okay.
That's the only
really
thing about
young.
that's the only thing about Allison Hannigan is that now
Right.
that she's also too old. To
Okay,
play.
but
you know what I mean?
we can find young actors. We can find young.
Yeah.
Let's think.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can be, 30 to play younger.
Yeah.
As we all know.
CW.
CW
Hollywood, yeah.
20, basically.
Question. Yeah. Gina Rodriguez?
Oh, she's great. Did
I'm
y'all see-
100% okay with that.
Yeah.
Did y'all see,
Gina's on the crew. Let's do it.
Two Ginas?
Because she can do like awkward but
She's the
competent.
awkward, but like kind of like rough and tumbly, like
Yep.
could handle
Ooh,
herself.
or
but is-
Zoe Deschanel.
I could see it.
Like she's
Yeah.
too
I could see it.
like delicate.
She might be
for
more.
Mara.
She might be more of a
cheeky.
lark. She might be more of a lark
Okay.
too.
You want to cast her as Lark?
Well,
about somebody-
I want Allison Hannigan, but
In 1998?
Yeah, the 1990s Allison Hannigan.
Well, somebody early 20s. Do Lark Sage.
All right. Yeah.
Chat.
Just
if you
chat.
got
Yeah,
anyone
just chat.
from
Have
the
any
Alicia Day.
Yeah.
Anyway, this
I
is
don't know.
fun.
Who are the young
The young
actors?
who or the youth?
I know. I'm thinking about all the.
Who are the youths?
All right.
I'm like,
so we will.
Who would we
we've
cast
got-
as
we've
stupid,
got
sexy Zazaret?
Fierce
Because that's what I want to
And
know.
Rue. We haven't talked about Rue
Yeah.
yet.
So
Okay, well, we gotta have The Rock in it.
Chad has
Can we
been
please put Dwayne The Rock
speculating a
Johnson
little
in our
bit
movie?
on Rue. I believe Fufurao alluded to actor on Orange is the New Black, who I believe is Asia Kate Dillon, who is a non-binary actor.
Oh.
There are dozens of us.
Yes.
Dozens. But I think
like a new. I've only seen the first season.
Yeah, me too.
yeah. So
Are they in
Asia K.
that
Dillon is on some of the latter seasons of Orange is the New Black and is best known and received Emmy nomination for their work in Showtime's Billions.
Oh, cool.
I haven't seen
That's awesome.
Which is a hedge fund
Yeah.
show. But
Paul Giamatti's in that, I think.
I think I
I don't
would.
know.
One of the things of casting for Rue is you might have an actor who isn't the same gender as Rue or the same ability as Rue, and I really would want to cast a disabled actor for this role. So I would probably look within the pool of Paralympic athletes and cast an unknown.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's
So that is my
incredible.
strategy.
Look, just as long as they're ripped, that's all that matters.
That is, yeah, that's all that matters.
And
My
agree-
entire character is musculature, Hector.
Thank
I see
you.
how it is.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And I agree with
Oscar
the.
Isaac as Martinez. That's a good one.
That'd
Yeah.
be good.
All right, I'm
agree
stealing a
with
question
you.
right out of Orion Lightning in the chat. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
could play any PC
Oscar Isaac.
Eric
that would be
controls.
bad though. That'd be so much flirting.
What?
Oscar Isaac flirting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Any NPC Eric controls, you get to play them. Who would you play? And why is it Stupid Sexy Disaster?
Play them in what? In this game? In
Yeah,
the show?
you get to take over Eric's NPC and do terrible things to him the way that, I took over an NPC for my first game with him. So that is a thing that has been done before and could be done again.
Now I'm thinking of besides Stupid Sexy
right,
Disaster.
now we're all trying
Who
not to
else
think
has
of
there been?
pink elephants.
It's weird how Nash checked himself into a rehab for assholes camp. I didn't know they made them.
Yeah.
I would like to play.
They have those in the future.
Let me see if I can go through my notes and remember his name. But just because I wanted to play one, because like one of my original ideas when we first started coming up with our characters was playing a Ferengi. I would have loved to play the Ferengi NPC that we met in the very
Yeah.
beginning, just because I love like just playing the artifact. Yeah, with the artifact. Yeah. I love to play the Ferengi or a Q. Because come on now, who doesn't want to do that?
You would be an adorable take on a new member of the Q continuing. I'm
Really?
super into. All right, anyone else have an NPC that they would want to play off the top of their head?
We've had some great Klingon NPCs.
Yes.
The Klingons are super attractive, and I don't just mean that aesthetically, but like to play as an
Yeah.
NPC. I want to put in a good word for Admiral Hebert. I think the scenes that Hebert is doing that we're not seeing are fascinating. And probably lots of cool social roles, lots of fun intrigue, and just damn, she's a fun admiral.
You know?
Yeah.
This is kind of crossing back into that other question.
Yeah.
I kind of imagine Admiral Hebert as the admiral on Discovery. That actress, I forget her
Yes.
name.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
great.
That brown
She's
hair
great.
With the
to
bob.
here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I forget her
I like
name.
her. I follow her on Twitter.
Amazing.
Mary-
But yeah, like I
is it also
imagine
Mary
Hebert as
something?
that. It might be. There's two Marys on the show, and then she's not a Mary.
Chat,
Is she?
help.
Yeah,
Right here,
help.
I got it.
Let us know.
But
I'll
no,
let you know.
I agree. I can see definitely that that's just like the way she presents herself. and,
Yeah.
like, the personality and like the look. For sure.
But maybe did he say that she was blonde, Hebert?
I don't remember a full physical description, and it is true that that sort of thing could never be changed.
Never. Leap years for Zazrit. Whoa.
I mean,
Whoa, too
Chris
sexy.
Hemsworth for Zazrit.
we haven't established that Hebert's
Too
white.
sexy.
so like
No,
we
yeah.
could
Yeah,
diversify
I don't
our
remember.
cast out a little
Could be
bit.
Michelle Yeoh.
Oh.
And
now it is. I mean, now it is.
Now it is.
The actress
Done.
you were thinking
Done.
of, Elisa, is
every time you
Jane
see
Brooke.
Admiral Hebert in any scene ever, you get to picture Michelle Yeoh. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I like
She's
it.
great.
I like her a lot.
Jane Brooke is her name.
Jane Brooke.
Jane
And she's
Brooke,
awesome.
also great.
Yeah.
But Hebert is played by Michelle Yeoh in my head for all time.
Aki is right. We should racially diversify this.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there we go.
I picked Michael Pena for me. That's racially diverse.
And Gina Rodriguez and Gina Torres.
And,
Yeah, we have a lot of Ginas.
got some
Linda
genius.
Genius.
Yeah.
They got
Gotta catch them all.
I've seen a lot of
love this
castings
casting
of
in
The
chat.
Rock is basically just everyone
Yeah.
who's stupid
Yeah.
and or sexy.
Yeah.
Good Zazrit also has been fan cast as Tolosh multiple times. I still hold to Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
even. That's just too sexy
Oh
for me.
gosh,
It's
I
too
want to
much.
be in this movie. I just want to. I want to watch this movie.
too
Why-
much.
we-
Okay, So I'll put another question out there, and then we'll take another one as chat. Oh, Aki, Michael B. Jordan is Azaret. You're giving me a feels. I can no longer handle that ever. So I need to contemplate another question right now, or I will get the vapors.
Yeah.
Is this your captain?
Cannot.
Too much. Too many ship of shit.
Too much. It's
What
too sexy.
time travel adventure would you like to see the Sally Ride go on? Because
Oh,
we were going
man.
down the line and we were talking a
timey
lot.
wimey, eh?
We get one. We are going to do bad things to the Temporal Prime Directive. Where are we going, kids?
Wait, we're taking the whole ship with us?
Do we have to answer this as our character or as ourselves? Because I have an answer as Bonnie, just because I know where I'd go on a time
We always do,
travel.
but no, I want to see USS Sally Ride.
Okay.
I want a Shield of Tomorrow time travel story.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I feel like traditionally we would have to pick, or one of the options would have to be 2018. Because it seems like a tradition that every Star Trek show has a time travel show where they just go back to outside to that era of where they're filming it, right? The Star Trek show went to the 60s or something. I think it was the 60s,
40s. Yeah, they did.
They,
like,
they,
they
and
did
right,
like
the 80s show went to the 80s. Voyager went to the 90s with Sarah
Trek
Silverman,
4,
which
yeah.
was great. Star Trek 4 went to the 80s. Double dumbass on you. So I feel like we would have to do that
Save the whales, you guys.
to be able to do those comparisons between the idealized future of the world of Star Trek and the world in 2018. If it's
Get it together, world.
It's not up to World War III yet, but it is post
Eugenics war.
the eugenics wars in the 90s, which then even Star Trek is like, kind of didn't happen, or it happened low key. Like low key, a bunch of people took over the world, and this guy that took over Australia blasted off into space. Low key, don't worry about it. And then the rest of the world went on. So that would have to be an answer.
All right, so Hector, what do you think the officers of the USS Sally Ride could teach the people of 2018? What kind of thing do you think our characters specifically would be able to?
We'd have to disguise
bring?
ourselves.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I
That would
want
be
to see
great.
you disguise yourself.
Yeah, that would be an issue.
What?
Well, we just the imaging. is-
We'll just take you to a convention.
Yeah.
No one will know.
Comic-Con, everyone.
That's
Here's
funny.
the Sally Ride.
That's funny.
There it is.
Gina's answer.
Okay.
USS Sally Ride goes to Comic-Con. I'm here for it.
And to go off of that, the thing that the characters of this show could teach the world of 2018 is maybe this hurts a little too close to home. They go to a convention, they go to a fan con, and the lesson would be, don't retreat all the way to the shit that you love, right? My character kind of did that, but also everybody that's on this ship is super motivated and focused, and they have achieved many things in their career in the real world. So the lesson at the con would be, and it's kind of like Galaxy Quest, right? It's like, get a life. It's just a show. But then at the end, it's also like, it was real. It was all real. I knew it. Like, there'd be a thing of like, the lesson we could teach 2018 is don't retreat too much into the shit that you love. Be more involved in the world around you. Make it a better place. The world in 2018 might not be, it's not great for a lot of people, but the change comes from large groups of people making a movement, becoming more involved, and voting so that the world is better.
Rickety Cat in there said maybe 2016 for reasons.
We have no idea what you're talking
There's a
about.
time aberration. It's so
I have to confess.
the beginnings of the mirror universe is where that happens.
I
in
did write
2016.
a module for USS Sally Ride once. If I ever ran something for Shield of Tomorrow, that would be a time travel story.
Ooh,
Yep.
Tease us. What's the period? What's the era? The French Revolution.
Q already sent you there. I
know.
feel like that would be old hat for you.
It would be old hat. Where are we going?
It would be roughly contemporaneous.
Yep.
It would not be highly populated, and I would be very interested to see what our doctor would do about being blue. Abadi. Abada.
Or teal.
Opposite.
Or teal.
Yeah.
Possibly teal. We don't know. We will see on the next episode.
If I was green.
I would die.
Oh no. Let's see. An answer as Bonnie. I want to
Go
go
for it.
back to like the Highlands in Scotland and
That'd be
like
fun.
just like that's just me personally wanting to see all the men in kilts. So
got
I think my answer does not contribute anything to
No,
this
we-
conversation. I just want to go.
No,
to
it does
Scotland.
contribute. This would be what happened in classic Star Trek fashion. We go back because some alien went back in time and accidentally like left a big alien creature there, and then we go back and save it, but like we didn't know that it had a baby, and then that becomes a Loch Ness monster or something like that in the present day. We Star Trek will explain a myth away.
Yep. Or the Will of the Wisp, or like the Will of the Wisp, or like the little
some alien life form.
alien life form.
You have some real hot pitches
Well,
tonight. I'm super into them.
I'm good at pitches.
For time travel stories, I'd love to see random eras. Like, it's tough because my first choices are always Earth-based, but it would be fun to do like the time travel adventure where we're on ancient Vulcan or ancient Bajor, or I think that would be really cool.
We got to see that in truck?
To see the
That's amazing.
To see like the Vulcan and Romulan split off.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be super.
Yeah.
And also all the Klingon stuff, which now we're seeing in Discovery.
Take our ship to the Vulcan Andorian hostilities.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Damn.
beautiful.
That's sad.
That'd be a rough one.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But
We gotta just save one.
we wouldn't change
All right. So I have a question over here from Exo Girl Wonder from Anne. And that is a big picture question for what we have done on the show rather than speculating about what we might conceivably do. Share one of your favorite character moments with us, selfishly for you.
Oh, okay.
What have you most enjoyed doing or has been most meaningful or moved your character in a big way, and why is it funny?
I could take this one. Let you guys think for a second. It's a silly one, but also a pretty big character development moment. I really liked playing Drunk Mala.
Yeah.
It was really fun scening with you as Drunk Mala, and we got to see a little bit about her life previously, a little, and what kind of stuff that she's been dealing with a little bit. So I liked that. That was really fun.
Hope you're using your hairbrush.
So much. I can't wait to see you with your hair, because we're gonna have some hair talk.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna be like, oh, but Talon, she's better. We should go to Talon.
The person who wears her hair the same every day. I love that.
But it's so good.
Talon is like, I just do this.
So do I, but mine's not great.
Amy.
I don't know. This is a very difficult question, and I'm mad at you for specifying that it had to be one of our own moments. I have had like an overabundance of wonderful stuff to play off. Thanks to y'all and thanks to Eric. So right now I've been thinking a lot about like the revelations he gave me for the resolution of the backstory I came up with, which I had no idea was coming. The message from Dr. Briza, and then the follow up there. But like I this is like the most fascinating thing is what's happening right now, and really not knowing for myself what effect this is going to have on Throlo. Like trying to answer as a player and as a performer the questions of like, am I likely to land in gratitude, in paranoia, in fear of myself, in joy, in like there's literally right in this moment on March 30th, having no idea where that's going to go is foremost in my mind, but also a really cool opportunity as a player and a character.
Bonnie.
I think the scene with discovering Zadis in his state of vulnerability in his room, where everything was just broken and thrown around, and just having just that one moment of me just putting my hand on his shoulder, and even though it wasn't a moment like my character didn't do very much, it was mostly a highlight on him and where he was at that moment. I feel like was a turning point for Lark, of having that connection with him, and that's what moved forward the fact that she was finally trusting someone enough. Like later, the fact that she saw him so vulnerable was what led her to trust him in the end, of how now, he's like pretty much the only person who knows what's going on with her internally. And I feel because they've shared that vulnerability with each other, that's as much as I love like the quirky little moments that she has, I feel like just that one moment of reaching out to Zadis and being that rock for him was what made me have the feels.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Elisa.
There's a bunch, and I'm trying to narrow it down. But what they all have in common, I will say, is that they're all about when Talon figures out how to communicate connection, like be connected with people. And usually it's through science, but when it transcends that and it's actually like human connection, or not human Vulcan connection, those are my favorites. So and I'll just list them off briefly because they're all that. Dot. Yeah. Rel, the latest with Rel, especially because Talon has had a wallop with Rel until this last message. And then the orb was very exciting and cool, and for Talon to feel connected to people like that was special and different, and to be connected to her heritage as well. Wait, there's a couple others I don't remember, but yeah. It's the moments where like Talon is able to like transcend just the science connection and into like actual emotional connection with people.
Nice.
I like the part where Captain Martinez met Q. All the Q interactions are
Yes.
because I feel like
Those are our favorite too, let's be honest.
I get to do a thing where I get to differentiate this character from Captain Kirk and Captain Picard and Captain Sisko, and they all interact with this Q guy differently. Or Kirk, I guess, dealt with Tremaine, right? Maybe, and maybe a Q, whatever. But all these other characters have interacted with this character already, so there's already a precedent, and it's in like Starfleet training, so that when Martinez gets his crack at this guy, I just love just being like, fuck you, buddy. I'm sick of this bullshit. Like, shut up. Get to the point. Get to the thing. And it's fun bouncing off of Eric and trying to frustrate him as Q.
My name?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have some advice for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you suffer from anxiety and you don't eat and you drink a lot of coffee, you will black out. And it sucks.
Really?
Yeah. So, and that could affect, when you're running a game on a live stream in front of a couple of thousand people.
People are organisms.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Man, take care of yourself. Don't work too hard that you forget to eat, that kind of stuff.
Can I follow up with that
remember
advice?
to spay, neuter your pets.
Can I follow up with that advice?
Yeah.
Follow up to that advice. If you do everything that Eric just said not to do, make sure you do it at the offices of Geek and Sundry, where there's this amazing crew.
Where there's a bunch of crew that can see you're in trouble.
Immediately, and like we're helping you out.
They
And
swooped in. It was
Pile of
great job,
bagels.
everybody.
Yeah. Great job. Pump you full of Gatorade and bagels and everything else to get you back to 100%. So, So I'm going to be taking the rest of the night off, but I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to complete tonight's. I was trying to right after the break. I came back in to sit down and
Thank you for listening to your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for letting us have a really, really, really long episode of Behind the Shield before Behind the Shield.
no problem.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and take care of myself now, but and I'll let you guys do the healing frequencies closed.
Okay.
But I will definitely catch everybody here next week, all healthy and well and stuff. And
again, Eric, Monday through Thursday, I don't care, but Friday, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself because you have this
All right,
show.
cool.
But just whatever your whatever your procedure is Monday through Thursday, I get it. You're busy. You're doing stuff. You don't eat. You don't drink. You don't sleep. Fine. But Friday.
Yeah. Good call. Good call on that. That's a good call. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Excuse me. Bye.
All right, so we are going to end the show on that lovely visit from our lovely GM.
Yes.
Who's all of our favorites, and we're really glad that he's feeling a bit better. Stick around. We are moving Behind the Shield to 7 p.m. to 7:30 tonight, so if you want to stay and watch on Alpha, that's where you will find us.
Sam,
Yeah?
will you answer that last question on Twitter?
Yeah.
What was it?
Wait.
Oh yeah.
I have no
favorite
idea what you're
moment.
talking about. Have a good night, everybody, and hailing frequencies are closed.